Clementine had been silent as Randall escorted to the area Norma was. Upon seeing the girl, Norma ordered for the teen to take a seat so her interrogation could begin. Clementine hesitated. "Where's Danny? Did you not hear her? She told you to sit down," Randall snapped. Clementine narrowed her eyes. "Not until you tell me where Danny is. Where is she? Is she okay?" Norma's gaze shot towards the curtain where the child in question was. "Did you hurt her? Let me see her," Clementine inquired. "She's safe. Don't worry about her," Norma said. "Besides, you're not in a position to give orders. Now, go on and take a seat." Clementine reluctantly obliged, resting a protective hand on her stomach. Clementine wasn't sure what to say or do. For a moment the teen sat, silently contemplating her fate, then she finally spoke. "We haven't done anything wrong." "I've heard that so many times before," Norma said. "It's true," Clementine said. "Hearing it more doesn't make me believe it," Norma replied. "Well, what can I do for you to believe me?" Clementine asked. "You can start by answering my questions." "Honestly," Norma said. "Okay, but first, Danny's okay, right?" Clementine questioned, concern clear on her features. "She's fine. I might look cold, but I'm not the kind to go around harming children," Norma said. Clementine sighed in relief upon hearing that. "What about my friend, Carly? I spoke to her, briefly. Didn't hurt her, but I surely didn't appreciate her attitude." "Nor do I appreciate your group's continuous lies," Norma said. "They're not my group," Clementine stated. "It's been Carly, Danielle, and I for months. No one else." "You think I'm going to believe that?" Norma huffed. "You can choose what you believe, but I'm being 100% honest with you," Clementine said. "I'm running low on patience." "I've heard lie after lie from your group," Norma said back. "I told you before, they're not my group," Clementine said. "I don't even know them." "She's telling the truth. We only just met today." Pete spoke up. "You know what your story sounds like?" Randall spoke. "It sounds like bullshit." "Why is it your cohorts tell a different story?" Norma asked. "They're scared. People will do anything when they're scared." Clementine shrugged. "Would you say that for yourself? That you'd do anything or say anything when you're scared?" Norma asked. Clementine shook her head. "No, I wouldn't." "Then why do you think others would?" "Because I've seen it. I've seen people do crazy things when they're scared," Clementine said. "This world really changes people. And not everyone reacts the same." "That it does. Turns people into what they never were before. Into liars, into thieves," Norma said. "I'm not a thief," Clementine stated. "Give me one reason to believe you," Norma replied. "What reason do I have to lie?" Clementine asked. "To save your ass," Randall huffed. "If you were gonna harm us, why haven't you do it yet?" Clementine asked. "You said you wouldn't hurt a child. Does that count unborn children because I'm carrying one?" "I can see that," Norma said. "Would you harm my child?" Clementine sat ramrod straight, her hands still resting protectively on her stomach. The woman sitting opposite to her stared at her fiercely. Clementine shifted in her seat, feeling slightly uncomfortable under the older woman's gaze. "How far along are you?" The woman rose her brows at the young girl. 7.5 months, Clementine replied. Norma scrutinized the young girl. "This is serious. This is why it's important that you talk to me. Tell me what's really going on." "We're not criminals," Clementine said. "Please just let us go. We didn't steal anything." "I can't do that. I want to believe you, but I can't, therefore I can't simply let you go. But I will assure you that no harm will come to you or your unborn child," Norma said. "Norma, what are you doing?" Randall asked, looking annoyed. "Stay out of this, Randall. I've got it covered," Norma said. "You sure about that? Because I don't hear one of these people admitting that they stole from us or telling us where the rest is," Randall said. "You need to settle down," Norma hissed back. "Settle down? If you'd let me handle things my way, I'd get us answers in no time," Randall exclaimed. "Enough. We need to have a word," Norma said. "Fine." Randall huffed. The two siblings walked away, and Pete took the opportunity to speak to Clementine. "Hey. You okay, kid? I'm fine. I just wanna get out of here, Clementine said. You and me both, Pete replied. How are you feeling though? You're not in any pain, right? I was earlier but I'm okay now, Clementine said. I just hope everyone is okay. I hope they're too. These people. Specifically that Randall guy, he can be a bit rough. Did a number of the boy, Greg, Pete sighed. Geez. I really hope no one else gets hurt. I regret stopping our ship, Clementine said. My people didn't have much a choice but stopping. This predicament sucks though, Pete said. Clementine nodded in agreement. Yeah, it does. It really sucks. I saw your friend, Carly, right before they brought you up, Pete said. Clementine's eyes widened a bit. You did? Was she okay? She was fine. Definitely pissed them off though, Pete replied. Seems like everything's pissing them off. They don't believe a thing we say. It's frustrating, Clementine said. We just continue to be honest and hopefully they'll see that we're telling the truth, Pete said back. We didn't do anything wrong. We shouldn't be here, Clementine responded. I know that kid, Pete said. What are we gonna do? Clementine asked. That, I'm still trying to figure out. Clementine sighed at that. Neither got to speak another word as they suddenly heard arguing between Randall and Norma from the other room. I couldn't get anything out of them. Zachary was useless, Randall complained. These people just aren't talking. Problem is we still know nothing about them, Norma said. I'll get them to talk. Don't worry, Randall claimed. I have to worry. After last time, Randall interrupted her. It won't go down like that. I swear. It can't, Norma said. Clementine and Pete exchanged looks as they listened in. Norma and Randall clearly had a disagreement for how to handle things. Maybe it could work in their advantage. This way. Zachary spoke, urging the group to follow behind him and Jonas. Keeping a low profile, the group snuck their way across the boat, hiding when they saw a guard nearby. Okay. We'll distract the guard, then we're out of here, Jonas whispered to the group who nodded. With that, Zachary and Jonas headed over to the guard and Zachary spoke to grab his attention. Hey, Joe. Can you give me a hand with something? The guard, Joe gave a nod, and allowed the other two men to escort him away. Carly, Michonne, and Sam moved from their hiding spot and quickly made their way towards the upper deck where they knew Pete, Clementine, and Danielle would be. As they crept their way up the stairs, they suddenly heard voices bickering back and forth. Michonne peeked through the stair railing. She noticed Pete tied to a chair, and Clementine not far from him. With the coast clear, the ground began to sneak their way over to the two. Clem, are you all right? Carly asked the young girl. Carly, you're okay. Clementine breathed a sigh of relief. Yeah, I am. Are you good? No one hurt you, right? Carly asked. I'm fine. How'd you get loose? Clementine asked. We had our ways, Carly said. Come on. We gotta get out of here. Michonne picks up her machete and a flare gun. She then walks over to Pete and begins to work on untying his hands. Hold on. Pete, they see us gone. You haven't got a chance of getting out of here. Those people are crazy. They killed my brother, Sam exclaimed. What? Clementine and Pete's eyes widened in horror. Keep your voice down. Michonne hushed Sam. It was an accident, Carly explained. Bullshit. It shouldn't have happened, and I want them all to pay, Sam said. Now's not the time, Sam. We need to get the hell out of here before we get caught, Carly said. If we go with you, we're gonna get caught. I'll only slow you down, Clementine said. What are you saying? Michonne asked. Look at me, I'm 7 months pregnant. I'm not getting far. I won't be able to run, Clementine said. What you need to do is focus on getting Sam to her family. I'm sure she's not in a sound state of mind. What's that supposed to mean? Sam shot her a look. Exactly what I said. You just lost someone close to you. That's never easy. You need to get back to your people, your family. Let them know, Clementine said. What about you? Michonne asked. I can stay here, Clementine said. Get her back to her family and you can come back for us. That's ridiculous, Clem. We can't just leave you here. Carly protested. I'll only slow you down. You guys go. I'll be fine, Clementine said. Don't be crazy. If you stay here, who knows what will happen, Sam said. They're not going to just let us all walk away from this, Clementine said. Then we might have to fight our way out, Michonne said. Yeah, I'm down. We'll take them out if we have to. Them or us, Sam said. That might be our only option. What goes for civilized behavior, trying to calm them down or talk something out? It's not working with these people. The call to dialogue is only aggravating the situation. Randall's a loaded pistol and he's ready to unleash on us all, Carly said. No. We are not killing people. Look, leave us here and you all go. Pete spoke up. It buys you time to escape and no one dies. And I'll find a way back to you. I can reason with these people. That'll never work. We have to fight our way out, Carly said. Carly, we can't do this. Just listen to us, Clementine said. I want to Clem. I'd rather not fight these people, but I'm not sure we'll have a choice. Carly replied. Just listen to what I'm saying. We can handle this, Clementine said. They'll kill you, Michonne said. They won't. You start butchering their people and our chances of making it out of here, any of us, go down to zero, Pete said. Michonne frowned and asked, Are you too sure about this? Clementine nodded. We can talk them down. They won't hurt me. Norma doesn't believe in harming children, and I happen to be carrying one. Don't worry. We've got this. I'm doing what's best for my crew. That includes you, Michonne. This is your chance. Go. Don't worry about us, Pete said. Sam shakes her head in disbelief. This is a bad idea. Guess we'll find out, Clementine said. I'm trusting you on this, Carly said. Good. I want you to take Danny with you, Clementine told her. What? Carly paused. I want you to take Danny with you. Keep her safe, Clementine said. Don't you think they'll notice? Carly asked. I'm sure. But regardless, if there's a risk of anything going south, I refuse to put her life on the line. I want her to be safe, Clementine said. If you think there's a risk, why would you stay behind in the first place? Sam asked. Because this gives you guys a better chance. It gives all of us a better chance. We can talk to them, or at least to Norma, and convince her that we're innocent. You need to get back to your family. That should be your main focus. Especially with what happened. Clementine told her. I don't need you telling me what my main focus should be. Shouldn't your main focus be on protecting your baby? Sam scoffed. This is protecting my baby and protecting us as well. If we try to fight back, we could be as good as dead. This is our best plan. You guys go and we'll talk them down, Clementine said. I trust you. Just be careful. Both of you, Carly said. We will, Pete said. Carly quietly made her way over to the curtain and motioned Danielle over. The child looked at the woman with a look of relief and then snuck her way over. Come on. We're getting out of here, Carly whispered to the girl. What about Clem? Danielle asked. She'll be okay. We got to move now, Carly said. Danielle frowned at that. Carly, Sam, and Michonne retrieved their weapons while Danielle slowly picked up Flopsy. I don't want to leave you, Clem, Danielle said. I'll be fine, Danny. I'll meet you guys later. Just stay close to Carly, okay, Clementine said. I will. Danielle nodded in agreement. All right, let's move, Michonne said, motioning for the group to follow, leading them towards a dock as Pete and Clementine remained behind, hoping they would be able to talk some sense into these people. Do you think they'll be okay? Clementine asked Pete. I'm sure they will be, Pete said. I'm worried. I'm trying not to be, but I am, Clementine sighed. Michonne can hold her own, and your friend Carly, she seems pretty tough as well, Pete said. Clementine nodded. She is. One of the toughest people I know. Then I'm sure they'll be okay, Pete said. I hope so, Clementine said. Don't hope, kid. You gotta believe it. Yeah, you're right. I have a good hunch for these things, Pete claimed. That's good. I trust your instincts, Clementine said. Also, I'm glad I'm not the only one who stayed behind, and I wanted to thank you for being here. If it was my choice, neither of us would be here right now. I know. I feel the same, but since we can't change the fact that we are, I felt like I should thank you, Clementine said to him. You don't gotta thank me for anything, kid. Pete replied. You could have left with them, why didn't you? Clementine asked. Like I said, they had a better chance of getting away if they didn't see us missing, Pete said. Yeah, that's true. We're gonna be okay, kid. They're gonna be okay, and so are we. We might not have known each other long, but we're in this together. You have my back and I have yours. Yeah, we're a team, Clementine said, feeling a bit better. Right. We're gonna get through this, Pete said. And Clementine believed they would. The group had hesitantly made their way to the stairwell before rushing down the stairs. They kept quiet and made sure to stick to the shadows to keep themselves from the line of sight. See, Carly, I'm scared, Danielle said in a small voice. Don't be. Just stick close to me. I'll keep you safe, Carly said. What about those guards? I thought they wanted away from this place too, Michonne said. Screw them. That one guy is the reason Greg is dead. Sam huffed. They're also the reason we're escaping, Carly pointed out. We could have figured out a plan without them, Sam said. I know you're upset and hurt, but you know what happened was an accident, Michonne said. I don't give a damn if it was an accident. Sam huffed. Look, let's just focus on getting out of here, Carly said. The others nodded and they continued looking for an exit. The arguing between Randall and Norma had died down. Norma let out a sigh and slowly footsteps started to approach the area when Pete and Clementine sat. However, suddenly the woman paused, still behind the curtain, as something caught her interest. With a new realization, she angrily made her way over to her two captives and inquired, "Where is the kid?" I don't know what you're talking about," Clementine said. Randall, who had also noticed Danielle was missing, rushed over. "Don't play dumb with me. Where is the little girl?" Norma ordered. Neither Pete nor Clementine offered a respond. "How the fuck could she get past without you two knowing? You clearly know where she is," Randall snapped. "Tell us now." Still, no response was given. "Damn it. Randall, go check on the other prisoners. Have everyone keep an eye out for the little girl," Norma said. Randall immediately made his way downstairs to check on the group. Clementine felt her heart drop, hoping they wouldn't be found. This would only worsen their situation if they were found. "I've been trying to be patient with you folks. I have been trying to be nice to you, but I just don't get anywhere at all. You're way too stubborn and it's giving me a headache. So, let's make this easy. Tell me where the girl is and what you folks have planned, because if you don't, things won't end well for you," Norma said. "First you steal from us, then you try to screw us over again. Don't take me for a fool." "We never stole from you. And we don't have anything planned," Clementine said. "Bullcrap," Norma said. "I'm sure you're a smart girl, used to manipulating people. But your innocent act won't work on me. We can fix this, if you start by telling me the truth." "I've told you nothing but the truth. I don't know what to do to make you believe me. They're gone. The prisoners are gone." A guard rushed upstairs looking panicked. It was at that moment that Norma noticed the weapons she had confiscated earlier were also nowhere to be seen. "Damn it. Sound the alarm, hurry." Clementine and Pete felt worry rush over them as the guard rushed to do as he was ordered, and before long a loud alarm began to blare out. A loud alarm blared out as the group made their way to the deck. Michonne motioned for the others to hide, and the group did so. "Alarm. We got trouble," a guard called out. "Is this an attack?" a citizen asked. "What's happening?" someone asked. "Mike, where are the kids?" another person called frantically. "The prisoners escaped, and they're armed," someone exclaimed. "How?" one of the guards asked. When they saw an opening, the group managed to make their way onto a boat. "Everyone, listen up," a guard called. "Prisoners have escaped, and they are armed and dangerous. Stay out of sight. We'll find them soon. We need to spread out." "Get down," Michonne ordered. The group obliges and hides as another boat passes by. "In here." The group enters the boat's cabin. "We're totally screwed. The whole town is looking for us," Sam said. "We'll figure it out," Carly replied quietly. I'll see if I can find us a ride out of here, Michonne said. How many are there? One of the guards asked. 3 and a kid. Norma has the other 2. Another guard responded. They have a kid with them? They heard someone gasp. So what? We can't let them escape. Another guard said. We won't, said yet another person. Michonne looks through the window and spots a small boat. There's a boat we can use. We gotta find a way past them first, Carly said. We can fight them if we have to. It's their fault my brother is dead. Can't let them kill another one of us, Sam said. Or we could try to talk them down, Carly replied. No way that will work. You said it yourself, these people don't listen. Sam huffed. Michonne, what do you think? Carly asked. We need to get moving. And I'm not willing to take any chances. Michonne took out flare gun, ready to fire. No way. You set this place on fire and Clem and Pete will be as good as dead, Carly said. It will start a damn war. Do you have any other ideas? Michonne asked. There has to be a way to distract them. A way no one gets hurt, Carly said. Why should we care if they get hurt? They didn't care about us getting hurt. No one gave a shit about Greg, Sam said. Now's not the time for this, Sam, Michonne said. We need to come up with a plan. I have one. We start shooting. Sam replied. I'm not letting you do that, Carly said. Sam shot her a glare. Well, what the hell is your plan? Guys. Over here. I think I saw something. Zachary's voice was heard from a distance. Carly quickly realized he was providing a distraction for them. As Zachary was able to grab the guards' attention and lead them back to the ship, the group took the chance to jump into the water and swim until they reached the boat that Michonne had spotted, Carly keeping Danielle afloat until they reached the boat. The guard boards the boat and Michonne prepares to start it, only for a woman to point a gun at her. Hands off. Get 'em up. You've already stolen our shit, you're not taking our boat too. The woman said. You're not gonna shoot me. I bet Norma wants that privilege. Michonne replied. Maybe I found you with a bullet in the head. The woman huffed. With the woman's gun still aimed at Michonne, Carly took the chance to push the woman into the water. Hit it, Michonne. Let's go. Carly called. Michonne quickly started the boat, and the group took off. Michonne ducked as a soldier fired at her, and a bullet hits their motor. We can hide out at my house until it's clear. My dad can help you. It's not far. We'll get there before morning, Sam said. Your dad? Why didn't you mention him before? Carly asked. I didn't want Norma looking for him. I'll tell you more on the way. He can really help us? Michonne asked. Sam nodded. He's the smartest guy I know. He's got a temper, but I can vouch for you. So damn tired. A house sounds pretty good, Michonne said. You guys armed? Carly asked. Not well enough. A few handguns, rifles, but we only bring them out to hunt. Never had to use them on people. Sam replied. You sure your house is safe for us to go to then? Carly asked. Think so. It's kept us alive for the past, however long it's been. It's hard to find. That's our only real defense, though. We've been lucky, Sam said. Right now, I'll take whatever we can get, Michonne said. You can stay there as long as you need, Sam said. Once we get you there, we'll go back for our people, Carly said. Okay, whatever you feel is best. Sam nodded. The group continued on, and the sky began to grow darker as they sail away. Eventually the boat stopped, reaching the shore. However, they didn't get far before gunfire was heard behind them. A flare hits the ground. They quickly ducked down to avoid the bullets. Unfortunately, they noticed the sound had drawn attention as they spotted some walkers approaching. The group crawls along the ground and takes cover behind an upturned boat. Oh shit. Carly huffed. Oh no. What do we do? Sam asked, looking panicked. Calm down. We can handle this, Carly said, not wanting the girl to panic. We gotta put some distance between us and Norma, hope the walkers go for them instead. Michonne tries to look over the boat, but ducks when she is fired at. An approaching walker is hit by a bullet. We can lose them in the woods. How are we gonna do that? There's so many of them. It's not like we're just gonna walk through those things, Sam said. Just watch. Michonne hacks off the jaw and arm of an approaching walker. She then turns to Sam and Carly and says, "Hold it down." "Danny, stay back," Carly said to the child who nodded. "And don't look." Danielle covered her eyes, despite feeling that she had seen much worse. As Carly and Sam held the walker down, Michonne rips off its other arm. "Shit," Carly muttered, fighting the urge to look away. "You never get used to the smell." "Never." Michonne removes the jaw and arms of another walker and ties a rope around its neck. Following Michonne's lead, Sam ties a rope around another walker's neck, and before long the group is approached by the walkers. However, the walkers ignore them and walk by. Sam sighed in relief. "Now we walk. Stay close. Stay quiet. As long as we don't bump into any of them, we'll be fine," Michonne said. "Stay close to me the entire time," Carly said to Danielle, who nodded. The group walks through the herd while the walkers around them get shot down. Michonne suddenly pauses and both Sam and Carly look to her with concern. "What is it, Michonne?" Carly asked. "Michonne? What is it? What do you see?" Sam asked. "Thought I saw something in the herd," Michonne said, trying to brush off the question. "What did you see?" Carly asked. Michonne paused. "All I see is walkers. Don't think there's anything worse than that," Sam huffed. I saw my daughters," Michonne hesitantly admitted. "You're seeing things," Sam said. "We gotta keep moving." Michonne nodded. "Yeah. Let's just keep going." Michonne took the lead, picking up her pace. "Michonne, slow down," Sam called. "Shit." Michonne pulls the walkers before they bump into those in front of them. Soon enough, the group reaches the end of the herd. I can't believe that worked," Sam said. "Just be glad it did," Michonne replied. Their relief isn't long-lived as Randall and some guards reach the shore on their boats. "There. Take 'em down." The Monroe guards fire at the group. "Into the woods. Move," Michonne ordered. The group runs into the woods. "There's a shortcut to my house. But you're not gonna like it," Sam informs the group. The group reaches a collapsed radio tower leading up to a cliff. "It's not as bad as it looks. I know the way up. This'll work," Sam said. "Looks pretty damn bad to me," Michonne huffed. "Better than going the long way around," Sam said. "You sure this thing's safe?" Carly asked. "Safer than taking the long way home," Sam replied. Carly sighed, then looked to Danielle. "You good to climb, Danny?" I don't know. It looks scary. And what if we fall?" Danielle stammered. "I'm not gonna let you fall. I promise," Carly said. "Think of it as climbing the monkey bars at a playground." "Just a lot more scary," Sam muttered. Carly shot her a look. Not helping. "Look, we'll be okay, Danny. You can do this." "Oh, okay, I'll try." Danielle reluctantly nodded. "How are we supposed to climb this?" Michonne asked. "Carefully," Sam said. "Greg and I climbed it one by one." A shot is suddenly fired in the distance. "But I don't think we have time for that. Follow my lead." Sam started to climb the tower with Carly helping Danielle up. As Michonne followed suit, the tower began to shake. "Whoa," Sam said, looking nervous. "Just keep going, we're fine," Michonne said. "I'm scared," Danielle whimpered. "We're gonna be okay. Just don't look down," Carly said. "Okay," Danielle replied. As they continue to climb the tower, Michonne grabs onto a bar. It breaks and she falls but manages to grab onto another bar. "Michonne, you okay?" Carly asked, keeping Danielle close to her, as she helped the child along. Due to Danielle's small size and light weight, the climb was easier for the young girl, and with Carly's help they were nearly at the top. "Holy shit. Hold on," Sam called. "I've got this. I'll meet you up top," Michonne called. Carly gave a nod and continued going, eventually getting close enough to a landing to jump to it. "Okay, hold on to me tight. We gotta jump." "I'm scared," Danielle whimpered. "Danny, we're okay. Just hold on to me and..." "Randall, I found him." "This way." A Monroe guard runs back into the forest. "Go," Michonne yells to them. "Everyone keep moving." "Hold on to me tight," Carly says again. Danielle obliges, clutching her eyes shut tight as Carly makes the jump to the landing.
We made it. We're safe. Carly hugged the young girl, feeling her little form trembling a bit. You were really brave. I didn't feel like it,
Danielle said. You were, kiddo. Carly assured the girl before calling to the other. Hurry up, guys.
Right behind you.
Michonne called, only for the bar beneath her feet comes loose, and she jumps up just before it breaks off. The guard returns with Randall. He fires at them, but his gun runs out of ammo. He takes out his pistol and fires at them while Michonne shimmies along the tower. A bullet is fired near her hand, forcing her to let go and hold on with just one hand.
Michonne.
Sam calls with concern.
Michonne grabs back onto the bar.
Almost there. Sam offers her hand but gets shot in the shoulder. As Cam tries to climb the tower, pieces of it break off and it starts to fall backward. Son of a fucking gun. Move. Randall calls to his crew. Randall's group backs away. Sam. Jump. Michonne orders. The two jumped onto the cliff just before the tower completely collapses.
None of this had to happen.
If you had all just been honest. Clementine cut Norma off. We were honest. The only thing I wasn't honest about was knowing Danny was gone. Clearly, you people have lied about much more, Norma said.
No, we haven't.
Everything I said was 100% true.
I only just met these people today. We were out searching for supplies.
We didn't steal anything, and our intention wasn't to steal, period. We try to avoid trouble. The last thing we wanted is to be wrapped up in this, Clementine said. This is the action I am forced to take.
I'm only trying to look out for my people, Norma said.
I was doing the same when I told Carly to take Danny.
Clementine replied.
You told her to take the child? After I assured you, no harm would come to her?
How did your friend even manage to get free?
Norma asked.
I don't know how they got free.
But your reassurance wasn't very reassuring, especially when someone is dead by your people's hands, Clementine said. What are you talking about? Norma asked.
Greg. They killed that boy.
He didn't have to die.
No one had to die, Clementine said.
Who killed him? Norma asked.
I wasn't there,
so I can't say for sure. But I'm pretty sure he lost his life because of your brother.
Possibly by his hand, Clementine replied.
Norma frowned at that, shaking her head in disbelief. She was silent for a moment before calling for one of her guards. Tell Randall I need to see him. He went after the escapees, Norma. The guard said.
He what?
Norma gritted out.
When did he leave?
Not too long ago. A guard said. It doesn't have to be like this. You have to stop him. No one has to get hurt. And no one else has to die, Clementine said. I'll send some guards to bring him back. Norma huffed.
Thank you. We don't want any problems.
I don't know much of your situation or what's been going on, but I'd be willing to help if I can. I'd like to set our differences aside and make peace, Clementine said. I'd like to do the same. There's no need for any fighting or hostility. This is all just a misunderstanding. Pete spoke up. That's what I have been trying to do this whole time, Norma said. Maybe it feels like a misunderstand to you, but if it's regarding Sam, it's not. This isn't the first time she's stole from me. But I will make sure it's the last. She lost her brother today. I doubt she'll be stealing from anyone again, Clementine said. Can't you cut her some slack? I've cut her slack before, Norma said. Can't you cut her some more? It's an emotional time. You can never tell what's going on with people, Clementine said. Just as she couldn't tell what is going on here. We have children here, families. She was stealing supplies from them, food from their mouths. Norma replied. I understand. But we're living in trying times, people have their reasonings and... Norma stopped the girl. And that's supposed to make it okay? I'm not saying that, Clementine said. It sounds to me like you just want forgiveness. Norma huffed. Forgiveness for what? I told you I never stole from you, Clementine said. Carly, Danielle, and I have been traveling for a while. We've been to a lot of towns. And some of them unfortunately just fell apart. I actually believe you there. Norma paused for a moment, a thought coming to her. Come to think of it, I actually do believe I've heard of you. I guess you've heard rumors of a traveling pregnant girl who's immune?
Clementine asked. That, which I will admit of itself is absolutely incredible. But I also have heard about the young girl traveling with a woman and a child going from community to community and leaving them destroyed, Norma said. We don't destroy communities. Not unless they deserve it, Clementine replied. And what makes them deserve it? Norma asked. The people have to be real monsters. And believe me, we've run into more than a few. I'm not talking walkers. I'm talking about the living. Rapists, cannibals, pedophiles, murderers, the worst kinds of people. People who don't have any regard for destroying someone's life. That makes them deserve it, Clementine said. We don't go around looking for trouble. It usually finds us. All I want is for us to resolve this and move on with our lives. No one has to do anything drastic. You could let us go and just one time more, cut Sam some slack. And if it happens again, what am I supposed to do then? Keep cutting her slack? Norma asked. If it happens again, whatever decision you make of how to address it is your choice. You'll both just have to deal with the consequences of your actions. I hope it doesn't come to that, but if that point arises, hopeful my group is as far away from this as possible. The last thing I want is to bring a baby into a situation full of drama or danger, Clementine said. You want me to let you go? I might consider it, but I have a few more things I'd like to talk to you about, Norma said. Okay then. Whatever you want to know? Clementine asked. Carly and Michonne had immediately went to Sam's aid, bandaging her wound with her shirt. After getting her bandaged, they helped her up and proceeded to continue into the woods. Sam groaned in pain as Michonne helped her along the trail. You'll be all right, Sam. We're gonna get you home, Michonne said. My house is up ahead. We're not far, Sam informed them. Carly killed any nearby walkers as they continued along. I found Norma's place a while back, when it was just a couple boats anchored to a pier. They had some supplies just sitting out and Norma caught me. I didn't think she was going to, but she let me go. And now Greg is dead, Sam said, fighting back tears. Don't beat yourself up, Sam. We all make mistakes. What happened to Greg shouldn't have happened and you can't blame yourself for it, Carly said. Why did Norma let you go? Michonne asked. She took pity on me. I told her my family was starving and that was enough, Sam said. And you stole from her again? Looks like you used up all the pity she's got, Carly sighed. Why would you steal from them again? Michonne asked. I got greedy, we were desperate. Norma, I never should have pushed her, Sam said. She's certainly a woman who doesn't like to be pushed, Carly sighed. This last time. I thought we could just hide the stuff on the ferry. But Greg, he didn't think it was safe. The girl whimpered a bit, her speak slowing. I should have listened. God, I'm dizzy. Sam starts to collapse. Michonne catches Sam and helps her walk. Thanks, Sam said. You help her, I'll keep our path clear, Carly said, Michonne nodding in response. You're not looking so good, Michonne said to Sam. I feel even worse. Talking helps. I don't want to black out on you, Sam said. What do you want me to say? Michonne asked. Anything. Please, Sam said back. Michonne tried to think of a light topic. All right, what's your favorite food? Not fair, Michonne, that's torture. No one can make ice cream sundaes anymore. Jerk. Sam muttered. Michonne chuckled a bit at that before changing the subject. Your family, what are they like? Dad was a lawyer, so I never win any arguments with him. My brothers, James and Alex, they look up to Greg so much. They're gonna be destroyed. Sam explained. How long have you guys been here? Michonne asked. Since this crap started. Grew up in this house too. My brothers and I parents pooled all their wedding money to buy it. Back when you could still do that kind of thing, Sam said. I'm sure your parents will be relieved to see you, Carly said. Two walkers approached the group, but Carly quickly handled them. As they continued onward, more walkers approached. It's too dangerous out here. Dad was right. He said none of us should leave the house. Walkers are trouble. People are worse. I didn't listen, Sam said. It wasn't your fault. What happened to Greg? Michonne said. That's not what he's gonna think, Sam said.
We'll help him understand, Sam. Sometimes you can't make good out of a bad situation, Carly said. Sam stumbled, and Michonne quickly caught her. I don't know. How am I supposed to tell my dad about Greg? It's gonna ruin him. I don't know if I can. They'll have to know, Sam. They deserve to know, Carly said. Carly's right. Just give him the truth. He deserves to know what really happened, Michonne said. You don't know him like I do. After Mom, he isn't a fan of bad news, Sam said. Made it. Sam points to the path ahead of them, then passes out. Sam? Sam, wake up. Michonne called. We gotta move. Is she? Carly trailed off. She's still alive. I'll carry her, Michonne said. Carly nodded, taking Danielle's hand. Come on, Danny. Michonne picks up Sam and puts her over her shoulders. The group keeps moving, trying their best to avoid the walkers. Eventually a house comes into view. As they walk towards the house, walkers continue close behind them. One of the walkers triggers a trap. A spiked stick hits it in the leg, causing it to get stuck. Almost there, Sam. Almost home. Blood drips from Sam's wound, creating a trail behind her. The group approaches the gate in front of the house. A woman opens it and fires a warning shot at Michonne's feet. Don't fucking move. Not one more step. The woman snaps. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. We're not gonna hurt you. We just wanna help this girl, Carly said. Sam. Is she dead? Did you kill her? Answer me or I'll shoot. I'm not fucking around. I will shoot you. The woman said. Sam's alive. Someone else shot her, Carly said. Put the gun down. We don't want any trouble. Sam's still alive, but she won't be for long unless you let us in, Michonne said. Michonne. Sam weakly called. Sam? The woman called to the girl. The walkers get closer. Maybe you shot her. Or you. The woman huffed. We told you someone else did. Carly replied. And I'm just supposed to believe that. For all I know you'll come in here and kill everyone. I can't take that risk. So just put Sam down and leave. The woman said. The longer you talk, the more blood she loses, Michonne said. The woman looked ready to protest, but her eyes fell on Danielle, and she paused. Holy shit. You have a kid with you? Yeah, we do. Carly nodded. God damn it. Fine. Get in here. The woman said. As they walk through the gate, walkers push against it, one grabbing Sam's leg, preventing it from closing. Oh, shit. The woman exclaimed. Michonne struggles to pull Sam away from the walker. The gate is closed, severing the walker's hand. Hurry. She doesn't have much time, Michonne said. The woman quickly leads the group into the house. Norma had led the teen to another area to speak to her, temporarily separating her from Pete. I don't know what it is about you, but something draws me in. I can tell that you know how to handle yourself despite being so young. I do my best to handle myself, Clementine said. You promise you'll answer me truthfully? Norma asked. I have no reason to lie, so whatever you want to know go ahead and ask, Clementine said. You lied to me before, Norma grumbled. To protect my own. Just as you're doing things to protect your own. Now that they're away from here, I don't have anything to lose, Clementine said. What about your baby? Norma asked. You said you wouldn't harm them. Clementine reminded. I wouldn't. Unless something forced me to, Norma said. That won't be necessary. We're just having a simple conversation, Clementine said. Okay then. Good. How long has it just been you three? As in you, Carly, and the child? Norma asked. Since I first found I was pregnant. We've been together longer than that though. We had a group but it all fell apart. We've basically been together since the start of all this. Clementine explained. I see, Norma said before asking, where is the child's father? He didn't make it, Clementine said. What happened? Bandits. They attacked us. Those same sick fucks hurt Danny before we found her, Clementine said, feeling sick to her stomach at the thought. Hurt her how? Norma asked. In the worst ways. There are sick people out there, Clementine said. Believe me. I know, Norma said. To what extent? Clementine asked. We've had some assholes attack us before.
Had people steal from us, Norma said.
That's nowhere near the horror we faced, Clementine said back.
Who are the worst people you've run into?
Norma asked.
Besides the bandits. These people who owned a dairy farm, used it to kill people. They were cannibals,
Clementine said.
Oh my gosh.
Norma looked disturbed upon hearing this.
We're run into cannibals twice. Both times they were
rapists as well, Clementine said.
I'm
sorry you've dealt with that,
Norma said.
We've been traveling for so long,
from Atlanta, all the way to Savannah,
and the shit we've seen, the things we've been through, I never thought I would experience in my lifetime. Clementine told her.
I can't imagine the stuff you've been through.
And the little girl who's with you. Don't you worry how what she sees may affect her?
Norma asked. All the time.
But all we can do is keep moving until we find a place to finally settle down, Clementine said.
No child should have to live like that, Norma said.
I know. It's miracle children are living at all in this world.
I was surprised seeing this place, Clementine said. What?
A functioning and safe community? Norma asked.
Clementine shook her head.
A safe community is one thing, but children. That's another. Every place we go that is dangerous and there are never any children running around, playing, and just being kids. There is only those who are trying to survive. Struggling to survive.
Or failing to do so.
Norma paused for a moment before opening her mouth to speak, however Clementine continued. Before Carly, Danielle, and I got on a boat and left Savannah, we learned about a place called Crawford. A woman named Molly told us how they had kicked out anyone under the age of 14 and over the age of 50 and left them to die. It was the same for anyone with any kind of condition like asthma, those who are diabetic, anyone that they considered a liability or just only be another mouth to feed were left to the walkers.
They let the dead get them?
Norma asked, eyes wide with horror.
Without even the slightest care,
Clementine said. That's awful, Norma commented.
It is.
So,
when I look out here, when I see this place,
Clementine pauses and looks to Norma. I see a community who are willing to help each other. That's something that's becoming hard to find nowadays. With every place Carly and I have traveled to, we've only seen how low people can get. And I'm sorry to say, but your brother is looking more like those people. You need to reel your brother in, Norma, before he becomes the one to destroy everything you are trying to do. Before he makes you do something you'll regret. I can see in his eyes, he doesn't care about everyone else like you do, he only cares about you and himself. And while that is not the worst he could do, if he keeps going like this, he's gonna end up getting everyone here killed if he's not put in check soon. Norma didn't respond. But Clementine could tell from the expression on the woman's face that her words had been heard and that the woman knew she was right. She only hoped Norma would listen before it was too late. Living room. On your left. Michonne runs into the living room, where two young boys are. Sam? The older boy looks to her with concern. The younger child drops the poker he was stoking the fire with. Sam. Michonne sets Sam on the coffee table. James, Alex, get back. Your sister's hurt. The woman orders to the children. What's wrong with her? She's bleeding. Sam. The younger child said. This is bad. This is really, really bad. The older boy said. Michonne looked to the younger boy. I need you to find help, okay? Oh, okay. The child ran from the room calling, Dad. Dad. What's your name? Michonne turned to the other child. It's James. The boy replied. Okay, James. You got a first aid kit? Michonne asked. Kind of, James stammered. Get it. Fast, Michonne said. James runs off to do so. Michonne turned to Sam and ripped off the makeshift bandage so she could examine Sam's wound. We gotta work fast. She's bleeding a lot, Carly said. Got it. James runs back, sets the first aid kit on the floor, and opens it. Michonne picks up the mini vodka bottle. What are you doing with that? Sam? Sam, I got you. I'm here. Just focus on this. The woman asked her. I need to clean the wound, Michonne said before pouring the alcohol against the wound, causing Sam to wince in pain. Is the bullet still in there? The woman questioned. Didn't punch through, Michonne said.
We got to get it out, right? The woman said. There's too much blood. Michonne slowly picked up the aspirator and hands it to Paige. You're gonna have to use this. Carly, you hold her down. Carly nodded and Michonne picked up a pair of pliers. She began to pull Sam's wound open while James and Carly hold her down. Paige aspirates the wound. There it is. Michonne uses the pliers to remove the bullet. Got it. She looked over to the poker Alex had been holding earlier. Hand me that. Carly grabbed the poker and handed it to Michonne. Not gonna lie. This is gonna really fucking hurt. Hold her down, Michonne said. Paige and Carly hold Sam down. You too, Michonne said to James, who hesitantly obliged. Michonne presses the hot poker against Sam's wound, and she screams. Almost done. No, 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 no. James muttered, clearly disturbed by what he was seeing. Michonne removes the poker, then prepares to cauterize the wound again. Get away from her, a sudden voice said. John. The woman calls. What's going on, Paige? The man, John asked as he and Alex enter the room. What are they doing to my daughter? Saving her life, Michonne answered. With that? Are you insane? You're going to kill her. Do you want to do this instead? Michonne huffed. John could only stammer, I didn't think so. Michonne replied. James, let me. John moves James out of the way and takes his spot holding Sam down. Michonne presses the poker against Sam's wound again while she screams. Michonne finishes cauterizing, and Sam passes out. John holds Sam in his arms. Is she going to make it? I can't lose her. I can't. My poor Samantha, John said. I don't know, but we did all we could, Michonne said. Tell me. What happened? You appear out of nowhere with my daughter nearly bleeding to death, John said. We saved Sam, carried her through a walker-infested forest back to you, Michonne explained. John balled his fist, anger on his face. When Sam wakes up, we'll see what really happened. Alex walked toward the entrance of the room, and Michonne glanced toward him. Look at me. I don't know who the hell you are, but... Dad? Where's Greg? Alex's little voice cut the man off. Everyone's eyes widened and they looked to Michonne and Carly for answers. Michonne paused. Sam should be the one to tell you. Alex looked confused. Tell us what? Paige frowned as realization dawned on her. Greg didn't come back with them. What? What do you mean? John asked. Where is my son? I'm so sorry. He didn't make it, Carly said. John shook his head in disbelief. No. Alex and James began sobbing and hug each other. John went to comfort them with a hug. It's okay, boys. It's okay. I'm here. Carly watched with a heavy heart. This had not been how she expected the day to go. What do we do now? Carly asked Michonne from her seat in the living room. Michonne didn't respond, but Carly noted she had a faraway look in her eyes. Michonne, can you hear me? Carly asked. Donna. Michonne suddenly exclaimed, making Carly jump a bit at her yell. Who's Donna? Paige's voice grabbed their attention as the woman entered the room. Michonne quickly snapped out of her daze and looked a bit confused. You okay? Carly asked Michonne. Just thinking about someone I once knew, Michonne answered. It's okay, I do that too, Paige said. John, he went to talk to the kids, make sure they're all right. While I watched over you two. Well, 3. She tried to offer a kind smile to Danielle, but the girl shyly looked away. Sorry about this. John isn't big on people he doesn't know. What's the rifle for? Michonne asked, noticing the gun in the corner. Rabbits, mostly. Possum once in a while, if we get lucky. Possum actually tastes decent, if you cook it right. Paige replied. How are the kids? Carly asked. I don't know. Can't be good. Their brother's dead, sister's shot. I mean, fuck, right? Paige sighed. How's your girl doing? I'm sure she's seen some shit. Don't worry about her. She's okay, Carly replied. If you say so, Paige muttered. So, yeah, this is where I apologize for almost shooting you. Emphasis on almost. I was just worried. About Sam. I get a bad feeling every time she leaves the house.
Don't worry about it. Happens more often than I'd like to admit, Michonne said. Way too often, Carly agreed. Paige looks at Alex outside through the window, and Michonne joins her. That patch of dirt? His mom's buried there. A year or so back, she just... Paige paused, then imitated shooting herself in the head. She was sick. Not in the head, something with her heart. They see John walk up to Alex and puts his hand on his shoulder. She couldn't handle it, I guess. I never understood that. We were safe here, Paige said. Sometimes this world is too much for people, Michonne said. Sometimes? You mean all the time, Paige said. If it wasn't for Sam. No, Greg. I just need more time. Sam suddenly exclaimed, grabbing their attention. More. Paige, Carly, and Michonne run into the room where Sam is resting, a sling around her arm. She is talking in her sleep. No, no. I'm here, Sam. Paige sits on the bed, and Sam jerks awake. Hey, don't move, okay? Don't move. Sam doesn't listen as she tries to sit up. Sam, no, Paige said. We have to help him, Sam exclaimed. You're too weak. Sam tries to get up, but Paige grabs her shoulder. Let me up, Sam said. Just stay down, Sam, Michonne said. Sam shook her head. I need to help him. You're hallucinating, Sam. Carly told the girl. Sam trailed off. Greg isn't here, okay? Michonne said. Danielle, who was followed, watches with a frown from the doorway. Sam. Paige helps Sam lie back down. John walks past the room, carrying Alex. I know John can make a strong first impression. But he's what's keeping this entire family from being buried out there. You gotta fight like hell for what you care about, right? Something that makes all this shit worth it, Paige said. Yeah, fight until the day you die, Michonne said. I need a word with you too. In private. John spoke as he entered the room. Okay Danny, stay here for a bit, Carly said to the child. Danielle seemed nervous at the suggested. But, you'll be all right. I'll be right back, Carly said. Danielle slowly nodded. John goes outside, and Michonne and Carly follow him. I need to know. I need to know what happened, John said. Sam and Greg. They stole from this woman, Norma. From their community. Sam done it before and got caught. But Norma let her go. This time they weren't so lucky. Greg's death. It wasn't supposed to happen. It was an accident. Carly explained. An accident? How in the hell could it be an accident? John asked. The guy wasn't trying to shoot him. But he did, Michonne said. We managed to escape. But they chased after us. Sam ended up getting shot on the way here. We lost sight of them, but that doesn't mean they're not looking for us. It might be wise to leave this place as soon as you can, Carly said. This is my home. My family's home. I won't let anything force me out of here. John walks into the middle of the courtyard, followed by the two women. Do you have children? A son? A daughter? 2 daughters. Michonne answered. The little girl inside, is she yours? John asked Carly. I'm looking after her, Carly said. But she's not my blood. John walked over to a grave. It is a flat hexagonal rock engraved with Mom we love you and has 2 handprints on it. It snowed the day my wife died. He knelt down and touched the grave. Her heart gave out. Sam found her. She passed in her sleep. We buried her so the boys wouldn't have to see her like that. The snow, it covered her grave, erased it, like she'd never been there at all. I'm sorry for your loss, Carly said. Thanks. John walks away from the grave. Ever since Sophia, I've tried to keep our family from harm. But we're falling apart piece by piece. And now that Sam's hurt and Greg's, I could really use your help. You seem like people who can hold their own. It would be good for all of us. The little girl, I'm sure she could use some stability. I'm sorry, but our people are still out there. I have to find them. Carly told him. Please, stay until morning. Perhaps you'll reconsider, John said. My girl's out there. And she's pregnant. Carly replied. She's expecting? How old is she? John asked. 16. Carly answered. So young. Same age as Greg. John frowned. They reach the gate and see the severed Walker hand. Children shouldn't have to see this. John picked up hand. Greg never turned into one of these things. Did he? Those. Whatever they are. Yeah, he did. Michonne sadly replied. My boy. I should have never let him leave, John said. He's at peace now, Michonne replied. I want to believe that. The man trailed off. John opens the gate and tosses the hand outside, then cries. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it together. But what if you just found out your daughters were dead? Michonne frowned at those words, not responding. John continued, and you weren't there. You were miles away, safe and sound. How would you feel? You have to stay strong for your kids, Carly said. You're right. What's left of my family, that's what I'm living for, John said. Before anyone can speak another word, a gunshot is heard, and John suddenly collapses. Randall and his group point their guns at the women. Peekaboo. Michonne and Carly run up to the house and hide on the porch. Randall and his group enter the courtyard and close the gates. Got them trapped like rats now. Find them. Randall's group walks across the courtyard, searching for the two women. Paige stands at the door and looks outside. Michonne shakes her head, letting her know not to come outside. Paige backs away and runs through the house. As a guard gets closer, Carly speaks. We gotta do something. We can't let them get into this house. Right. Michonne nodded. I'll take the one near the fountain. You get the one near the garden. Got it, Carly said. The two women jump over the railing and sneaks toward their targets. As Carly approached one of the guards, she noticed him activate a trap. A spiked stick smashes into his leg. He frees himself as Carly gets to him. He spins around quickly and hits her in the face. He takes out his flare gun. Michonne wrestles it toward him and fires it under his chin. He screams as the flare burns in his mouth. Michonne meanwhile handles the other guard, using her machete to slit his throat. The guard falls to the ground and Michonne picks up his shotgun just as a second one rushes towards them, gun drawn. Michonne aimed the gun at him and fired before he could shoot. The guard on the ground attempts to aim a handgun at Michonne, but the woman noticed and stepped on his hand before using the shotgun to shoot him in the head. As they finish taking out the guards, they hear a gunshot. The two quickly rush towards the garage where they see Paige and Randall wrestling for a gun. Randall hits Paige in the face with the gun, then tosses her aside. Michonne runs up to him and tries to strike with her machete, but he knocks it away with the end of the gun. Carly rushes towards him grabbing the weapon. Michonne takes the chance to punch him in the face repeatedly. Randall manages to hit Carly with the gun, shoving her away. He then tackles Michonne and punches her repeatedly. Carly quickly grabs the fallen gun and aims it at his head. What are you waiting for? Go on and shoot me. Randall scoffed. Instead, Carly uses the gun to hit him on the side of the head. He falls over but recovers and stands up. He lunges towards Carly trying to free the gun from her grip. Michonne gets up and stumbles, disoriented but rushes to help Carly, grabbing Randall only for him to headbutt her in the face. Randall grabs the woman and twists one of her arms behind her back and puts her in a chokehold. Michonne struggles to free herself, but he dislocates her shoulder. She backs up and slams him into the wall, making him release her and drop his radio. She elbows him in the face, then repeatedly slams his head against the table. He collapses to the floor. Paige runs up to them and puts Randall's hands in a vice on the table above him. Lock him in. Michonne turns the handle, crushing his fingers in the vice. You all right, Michonne? Carly asked. Not dead yet. You? Michonne replied. I'm fine, Carly said. Michonne pops her shoulder back into place. Carly picks up her machete and returns it to her as Paige closes the garage door. Norma was getting anxious. Night had fallen, and her brother had yet to return. The woman had become more irritated and worried. She was now pacing to and fro. Norma. A guard called, approaching the agitated woman. What? Norma snapped. We found some folks, the guard said. I told you to find my brother, not go out and find a bunch of strangers, Norma hissed. I know. But we found these people hanging around not far from here. We figured it looked suspicious with all that is going on, the guard explained. Norma huffed at this and said, keep them tied up and put them with the other two. The guards obliged to her order.
Where are you taking us?
One of the men asked.
Just shut up and walk, one of the guards ordered.
The new captives were escorted to the area where Clementine and Pete were being contained.
When Pete noticed them, his eyes widened in shock. Holy shit. Berto, Oak, and Sadiq.
Are you guys okay? Pete asked.
Pete? Sadiq said as the others also looked shocked.
Wait. You all know each other?
Clementine asked. This is my crew, Pete explained.
What the hell is going on?
The people tie us up, blindfolded us, and brought us back here, Berto said. We have no idea who these people are.
How the hell did you get mixed up in this?
Oak asked.
It's a long story, Pete sighed.
Who's the kid? Sadiq questioned. This is Clementine.
Unfortunately, she's been wrapped up in all this shit too, Pete said.
It doesn't seem like they found Randall. I hope they find him soon. That man is a bomb waiting to go off, Clementine sighed. Who the hell is Randall? What is going on here? Berto asked.
Like he said, it's a long story, Clementine said.
Well, it looks like we have time, kid, Oak replied. Okay then, Clementine said. The two began explaining how they ended up in the situation. Moments had passed before an irritated Norma made her way into the room. It's been far too long.
Your friends, do you think they'll harm my brother? Norma asked.
If he threatens them, Clementine said.
And that would be on him.
Norma narrowed her eyes at that. Do you think they would kill him? Of course not. They're not like that, Pete claimed. Not unless they had to, Clementine said. They better not. If they kill my brother, I will kill every last one of you. Norma shot Clementine a look, pregnant or not. Clementine felt her heart jump a bit at the threat. You don't have to do that. We can talk this through. We'll sort things out.
I heard gunshots over the radio.
I think we're beyond talking, Norma said. He has a radio. You can call him.
Call him on the radio.
You can find out if he's okay, Clementine said. I'll try. Norma huffed. He better be okay. Well, shit. You must be pretty proud of yourself, huh? Caught yourself a golden goose. But if you think I'm shit in any eggs, forget it. Randall spoke with a smirk. I'll be asking the questions, Michonne said, picking up the radio. Does Norma know we're here? She doesn't even know I'm here. Otherwise, you'd be hearing a neighborly knock on your door right about now. Randall responded. How'd you find the house? Michonne questioned. You know, I probably never would have. Except you left a trail of walker parts right at the front door, Randall said. The others exchanged looks. Like some fucked up fairy tale. Randall huffed. No one could speak another word before the radio went off and Norma's voice was heard through. Randall? Randall? Are you getting this? Randall sent Michonne a look. You wanna get that for me? We heard gunshots. If you don't check in, I'm sending everyone in that direction, Norma said. Paige's eyes widened at that. Shit. She sounds pissed. Randall, pick up, goddammit. Norma ordered through the radio. You gonna answer? Paige asked Michonne. We have to talk to her. Give me the radio. I'll do it, Carly said. You sure? Michonne asked. I used to be a reporter. I know a thing or two about talking to difficult people, Carly said. Where the hell are you? Randall? Norma called. Yeah, tell her my hands are vised up and I've swallowed a pint of my own blood, Randall said. Where the hell are you? Norma continued. That's exactly what she wants to hear. Randall added. Randall? I'm not fucking around here. Pick up the goddamn radio. You hear me? Norma's voice was become more and more urgent. Hello, Norma. Carly spoke into the radio. Carly? Norma huffed through the radio. I'm surprised you want to speak with me now. I don't, but it's not like I have much a choice, Carly said. Where's my brother? Norma asked. Tell her. Don't spare her any gory details, Randall urged. I have him here. Carly simply replied. I want the truth on this, you hear me? Did you hurt him? Norma asked. No more than we've had to. Carly responded. What the fuck is that supposed to mean? If you so much as breathed on my brother, I'll find you and make each and every one of you suffer. That's a fucking guarantee, Norma snapped. Randall shot an innocent man in the head. Anything I did to him he deserved, Carly said. What Randall did, that was a mistake and I'll make sure he knows it. But I'll punish him, not you. This little game you're playing I don't fucking like it, Norma hissed. Okay, let's wind this down a bit. If you've had his walkie-talkie the whole time then you already know, we heard the shots. We know where you are. But if you let Randall go, maybe we can walk away. Randall is the only family I have and I'm not leaving him behind, one way or the other. You want him, he's yours then you can leave us the fuck alone, Carly said. But I want to know that my girl is okay. This goes both ways. She's fine. I haven't touched her. And I won't unless you push me to that point, Norma said. I don't plan to. All we want is for your brother to leave us alone, Carly said. Be reasonable. That's all I ask. We'll be there soon, Norma said. With that the radio clicked off. You know, this alone time, you and me together, it's been real nice. But that all ends when my sister gets here, Randall said. I'm gonna take that wrench and break your skull. Then Sam's, and then yours, and last but not least, those kiddies too. I saw their little heads in the window. Michonne picks up the wrench. Kids, you know, their skulls don't break so much as, kinda melt. Like a rotted pumpkin, Randall continued. Shut the hell up. Carly huffed, tightening the vise, causing Randall to scream. We're not letting you hurt anyone, Michonne said. Well, not until Norma gets here and I skip bare ass free out the front gate. And that will happen, Randall said. Sam and James enter the garage and Randall looks to the two. Well, hey now, don't you two look like your daddy? Back when he still had a face. James's eyes grow wide in horror. What? Yep. Got a big hole there now, Randall chuckled. James sobs and hugs Sam. Is that true? Please tell me he's fucking with us. Please, Sam said, fighting back tears. I'm sorry, Sam, Michonne said. Sam began sobbing. No. James cried as well. No. The child suddenly pulled away from his sister's embrace and ran out of the garage. James. If he killed my dad, then why isn't this son of a bitch dead? Sam inquired. First good question asked all night. They've just been fumbling around like a bear cub fucking a football, Randall said. He keeps opening his mouth, he'll be dead soon. Michonne replied. We should do it right fucking now, Sam exclaimed. Randall has more value if he's alive. Gives us something to bargain with when Norma gets here, Carly said. Listen to me. That won't work. They only bargain with bullets. Sam kicks Randall in the leg. All she wants is her brother back, that's it. She'll leave us alone after that, Carly said. My brother is dead because of them, Sam snapped. You need to kill him, or I will. Sam turns to leave. Sam, wait. Paige follows Sam out of the garage. Michonne, we can't do this, Carly said. Why not? When this dance is over, you're fucked either way. Kill me and Norma hunts you down until you're all dead. Fucked. Let me live, and I do even worse. Fucked. But we both know how this is gonna end. Michonne, you like killing. And you'd like killing me, wouldn't you? Just tell old Randall the truth. I've got thick skin. You won't hurt my feelings, Randall said. You're right about that, Michonne said. Feels good to get that out in the open, don't it? Randall said. Michonne, don't listen to him, Carly said. Think about Pete and Clementine. Carly, maybe you think you can rise above all that. But there ain't no heaven up there, honey, and there ain't no hell down below. There's only this shit every day until you die. Then you know what's the fucking kicker? You get up and keep walking. Now that's some biblical shit, ain't it? Randall said. There's still a chance we can make things better, Carly said. Don't tell me you still believe that, Carly. Randall said. This is the world your kids are dying in. Carly notices a faraway look in Michonne's eyes. Or died in. Or are in that walk in purgatory. Randall continues. Shut up. Don't talk about them, Michonne said. Michonne, Carly called. Either way, they're suffering, Randall said, meeting Michonne's gaze. And Mommy isn't there. Michonne raises the wrench. Seeing this, Carly quickly grabs at her arm. What are you doing, Carly? Let her do her thing, Randall said. Shut up.
Michonne,
Listen to me.
you don't want to do
This, Carly said.
We all have our demons.
Honey. Some are on the inside. Some are sitting right in front of us.
Wondering what kind of a mother brings a child into this mess of a world.
Ain't no blue skies for them anymore, Randall said.
Michonne,
Please. Don't do this. Carly told the woman.
Michonne seems to return to reality and Carly continues to urge her to spare the man. Michonne slowly drops the wrench in Carly's side in relief.
Come on.
Let's go,
Carly said.
Guess that means the dance is over. Oh, well, Norma will be here soon.
Your funeral, Randall said. The two women leave the garage without a word.
My brother can be reckless, but he has good intentions.
He's only trying to keep people safe, Norma said.
Was he doing that when he got Greg killed? That boy was only a kid himself, Pete said. I will admit that he fucked up severely. But I know he didn't intend for that to happen, Norma said.
How do you know? Clementine asked.
Because I know my brother,
Norma said.
Sometimes those who know a person the most are the ones who turn a blind eye to their wrongdoings,
Clementine replied. I'm not turning a blind eye. I can acknowledge that he's done things wrong. I know my brother can be more than a handful, but he doesn't mean it.
And I would do anything to keep him safe,
Norma said.
I get that, but if your brother keeps going on like this, he's going to get himself and a lot of other people killed, Clementine said.
I won't let that happen, Norma said.
You can't protect everyone from everything, Clementine said.
I damn sure will try my best, Norma said. I guess that's all you can do, Clementine sighed. I guess so. You better get some sleep. We're headed out at first light.
And I'm going to keep my promise. If they touch so much as a hair on my brother's head, they're gonna regret it, Norma said. If he was difficult, he may have deserved it. I doubt they would kill him, but if he was asking for an ass-kicking, best believe they gave it to him, Clementine said. They better not have hurt him, Norma said, narrowing her eyes. She then called to a guard. Take the girl to the medical bay and lock her inside. She'll sleep there until morning. The guard nodded, motioning for Clementine to follow. Are you sure you wanna do this? Paige asked. I need to see him. I need to see that bastard's face, Sam said. Paige opens the garage door. She, Sam, and Michonne enter. Well, hey there. Sam, I knew you couldn't stay away. Randall smirked. Don't fucking talk to me. Sam kicks Randall in the ribs several times. Paige grabs her and holds her back, but she continues to kick him. Sam, stop. Paige ordered. Easy, all right? Carly said. Sam didn't listen and Paige quickly tried to restrain her. Little help here. Please, I need a hand. To their surprise, Michonne pulled Paige away, allowing Sam to get another kick in before the girl huffed and turned away. Hey. Let go of me, Paige said. I'm just trying to help. We can't have this guy more damaged than he already is. She could have killed him. We wouldn't have let that happen. Sam clearly needed it, Michonne said before asking Sam, feel better? Not until he's dead, Sam said. We can't let that happen, Carly said. Why are you protecting him? You know what he did. Sam huffed. We need him alive, Carly said. I'm not upsetting you, am I? When I get out of here, I'll do a lot more than break a few of your ribs, Randall said to Sam. Sam shot him a glare. You're done talking. You're the one who should be dead. Sam, calm down. Sam's look of anger now turned to Paige. My dad isn't even in the fucking ground yet and you want me to calm down? I didn't mean, Paige stammered. He ruined everything. He killed. Sam trailed off. I know, Paige said. You don't know, Sam snapped. Pick up, Michonne. The radio was heard. Wait. You hear that? Michonne spoke. Michonne, it's Pete. Please pick up. Something's happened, Pete said through the radio. Michonne picked up the radio. I don't have much time, Pete said. Or, your buddy misses you. Cute, Randall chuckled. Michonne quickly answered the radio. Pete? Are you okay? I'm fine. There's something you have to know. Norma and her people. They have the crew. Sadiq, Oak, Berto, Pete said. There was a brief sound of struggle over the radio before Pete's voice was replaced with Norma's.
Don't worry, they're all in good hands here. But them staying that way is up to you, so listen closely. I'm willing to make this trade, my brother for your friends. But anything you do to Randall, I'll do to them. Do you understand?
Like Carly said earlier, that goes both ways,
Michonne said. I'll see how badly you hurt him, Norma said.
Where's my girl,
is she okay?
Carly asked.
She's fine. I haven't put a hand on her. Yet,
Norma said. Don't make me have to do something I don't want to.
Michonne. You don't owe us anything. I just want to keep them safe,
Pete said.
Don't forget my deal.
Keep your palms off my brother. Got it? Norma said.
Anything you do to them, I'll do to Randall. Michonne huffed. You better not touch him,
Norma snapped.
We'll be there by sunrise. Be ready for us. As the conversation ended, Randall began laughing. So, what do you think's gonna happen next? He asked before more of his laughter filled their ears. Clementine found herself unable to sleep. She was worried about Carly and Danielle.
Hell, she was even worried about Sam and Michonne despite not knowing them for long. She was beyond concerned and her mind was racing as she wondered what to expect when the morning came. She was just hoping that things would be okay.
The girl gave a tiny gasp as she felt her baby give a sudden kick. She placed a protective hand over her stomach. She wondered if her baby was feeling her emotions right now. The girl rubbed her hand over her stomach as she felt her baby moving.
You're really active right now, huh? You got some strong kicks.
I'm gonna have to teach you how to play soccer once you're born. Clementine spoke to her belly. Her baby gave yet another kick in response. Why is it that you're always so active at night?
Are you night owl, kiddo? Clementine gave a light chuckle as she asked this.
All right. It's bedtime, baby. We got a long day tomorrow. And I promise you no matter what, Mommy's gonna keep you safe.
I love you.
She would protect her child no matter what.
And if that meant make a hard decision if things went south tomorrow, then so be it.
No one was harming her baby.
Paige pushes Randall, his hands bound, into a chair and ties him to it. Randall laughed.
What?
There's something on my face?
The bruises aren't so bad, right? Paige puts a bag over Randall's head. I'm pretty sure she'll notice the fingers, Randall said. Shut up, Carly said. Maybe it won't matter, Paige said. This has to work. Keep on hoping if you want, Randall said. Norma's not going to be happy, Michonne said. At least he's alive, Paige said. The bag will help cover his injuries. Some of them at least. She's gonna want to see his face. Norma's not gonna be happy when she sees him like this, Michonne said. Then we don't let her see him, Paige said. How long do you think we can keep that up? Carly asked. I don't know. I've never done this before, Paige said. Maybe we can stall her. Sam shook her head. The minute you hand him over, she's gonna take that bag off his head. What then? You all have no idea what you're in for, Randall laughed. He's right, Sam said. Sam turned to leave the room, and the others follow her. Norma's not gonna leave us alone. She won't stop just because we gave her her brother back. How do you know that? Carly asked. I just do, Sam said. So we run. After you trade for your friends, we haul ass to the back gate and get the hell out of here, Paige said. But she'd take the house, Sam said. Let her have it, Paige replied. Wouldn't she expect us to run? Michonne asked. So what? Paige said. She knows where we are now. Hiding isn't an option. So let's just go. Stop. Sam huffed. Where do you propose we go? Michonne asked. I don't know. Does it matter? Anywhere would be better than here, Paige said. It might work. Carly shrugged. We just have to be quick. The minute your guys are inside, we're out of here, Paige said. Sam narrowed her eyes and said, I can't fucking listen to this. WR? Paige stammered as Sam walked away. Sam, come back here, Michonne called. Sam didn't as she left the house. I'll stay here and keep an eye on Randall, Carly said. Paige and Michonne nodded before following Sam outside. Carly, Danielle's little voice called. Danny, are you okay? Carly asked,
looking the child who seemed to be nervously clutching to Flopsy.
"What's going to happen to us?" Danielle asked the woman. "Nothing's going to happen. We're gonna be okay," Carly replied.
"Is Clem gonna be okay?" Danielle asked.
"She'll be fine, kiddo. Clem is tough," Carly said.
"I know she is.
I'm just scared," Danielle said. "Don't be scared.
We're going to be okay.
Just like we always are,"
Carly reassured the child.
"Okay," Danielle nodded. "How about you go keep the kids company?" Carly suggested. Danielle gave a hesitant nod.
"Okay." As the child went off, Carly walked towards the window.
"Does it make you feel good to lie to your little girl like that?" Randall huffed.
"You know everything's not gonna be okay.
Once Norma sees me, you're all as good as dead."
"Shut the hell up, would you?"
Carly said. She kept her gaze outside,
seeing Michonne talking to Sam. A while later she notices Michonne helping Sam move John's corpse over to a patch of dirt.
They began digging a grave for the man, clearly intending to bury him.
Paige re-enters the house and Carly speaks. "Is Sam okay?"
No, she's not," Paige said. "I don't know what to do."
"She needs time,"
Carly said.
"We don't have time.
If Norma's on her way here, who knows what the woman will do," Paige said.
"Hopefully she's stand by her word,"
Carly said.
"I hope," Paige sighed. "I'm gonna take a moment upstairs." Carly nodded and took a seat to continue to keep an eye on Randall. Several minutes pass before Michonne returns into the house. She heads for the living room only to see James searching through a duffel bag and holding a pistol. The boy jumps as she approaches.
"I was just wanted to know what it felt like. I wasn't gonna shoot it. Just careful. You don't want to shoot yourself."
Michonne sets the duffel bag on the bed and sits down. She takes out a gun and checks the magazine.
It's empty. Michonne fills the magazine with bullets.
James sits next to her. "Can I help?"
"I want to do something."
"I don't know if that's such a good idea,"
Michonne said.
"Okay." James stood from his seat and a moment of silence passed before the child spoke.
"How could they just die like that? Greg and Dad. I thought we were safe here.
What am I supposed to do?"
"It's okay to be scared," Michonne said. "But it's gonna be okay. The guy who did it, who killed my dad. He's gotta. I mean, the things he said. The way he was laughing about Dad. He can't get away with it," James said.
"You want to hurt him, don't you?"
"Careful.
Feelings like that can get you in trouble,"
Michonne said. "I heard you guys talking. There's more people coming to the house.
Sam's hurt.
If they can't hurt her too. We have to stop them," James said.
"Your sister will be with me.
I'll make sure she's safe. But she's tough. You don't have to worry about her too much," Michonne assured the child. "Here." James hands the gun to Michonne. I don't know if I'm ready. You know, to have one. Don't forget what I told you," Michonne said. "Norma's on her way. Things could go wrong in a hurry." James nodded his understanding before leaving the room.
Michonne sighed as she looked to the gun James had handed her.
"Wish it didn't always come to this."
Michonne puts the duffel bag over her shoulder and leaves the room. As she walks past Randall, the radio crackles. "Janie, Rich, what's the hold-up?"
"Prisoners aren't cooperating."
"What do you want us to do?"
"We don't have time for this. Get 'em moving." "Norma'll see right through this," Randall said.
When Michonne didn't respond, Randall huffed.
"I'm a guest in this house.
Where are your manners? You just gonna keep ignoring me? Not gonna stop and say hello?" Michonne ignores his comments and goes outside.
James sits in the yard near Sam, who is digging a grave.
"Hey, Sam."
Michonne greets. "Hey.
Thanks for
before. I couldn't have moved him myself," Sam muttered. "No problem, Sam. I'm sorry thing is happening," Michonne said. "Me too," Sam said. "I ran into James inside. You should really go talk to him," Michonne said.
"I know,
I know nothing I say is gonna make it any better," Sam said. "Paige thinks we're not safe here. That we need to move on. I bet she's trying to convince you to leave too. She's wanted out of here for a while. Guess she's found her chance." "I'm not leaving without you," Michonne said. "I wouldn't blame you if you did. You're here to get your people back," And that's fine. None of this is your mess, Sam said. It's just, so much of this place is my dad. It's all of us. He worked his way up from nothing, took a job cleaning houses, paid his way through law school. When he bought this house, it was proof that he'd made a better life for us. We grew up here. Maybe I'm crazy, but I can't let that all be for nothing. He was so proud of what he'd built. This place kept us safe. We were happy here. It's still a house, Sam. Just wood and brick. The people inside, Paige and your brothers, they're who you need to protect, Michonne said. That's what I'm trying to do. They won't survive out there. I can't protect them. I couldn't with Greg. This is the best chance they've got. I understand how you feel, Michonne sighed. Here? Oh. You found the bag, Sam said. Yeah, Michonne handed her a gun. Thanks, Sam said. I should get back to work. Michonne nodded in response and decided to head back into the house. You know, my hands hurt a little bit. You got any ointment lying around? Randall's voice was heard. You just never stop talking, do you? Carly huffed. Whatever. When Norma gets here, she'll bust down that little gate of yours, and tune you up good. Just march on in. Majestic as fuck, Randall said. Come in here just like you did? Didn't work out too well for you. Michonne piped in as she entered the room. Yeah, well. Randall trailed off. Michonne approached Carly. If Norma doesn't stop, we're going to have to fight back. She may say she wants to make a deal, but I don't believe that for a second. We'll have to find out. This is our best option to make sure no one gets hurt, Carly said. Bullshit. Randall scoffed. Well, no one else, Carly said. All right. I trust you on this, Michonne said. You doing okay? I'm fine, Michonne. We just need to make sure everyone else is ready when Norma comes, Carly replied. Yeah. You're right, Michonne agreed. I'm gonna check on the kids. I told Danny to go play with them, Carly said. She might be with Alex. James is outside with Sam, Michonne told her. All right. Carly nodded. Alex doesn't know about his father, Michonne said. I'll tell him. He should know, Carly sighed. Michonne nodded in agreement. With that, Carly headed upstairs. From outside one of the doors, she could hear music. She slowly approached what looked to be a closet where she noticed Danielle and Alex. Next to Alex is a music box engraved with Emily. Can I come in? Carly asked. Alex nodded and Carly entered the closet, closing the door behind her. She sat down in front of the children. You okay? Carly asked. Danny was showing me Flopsy, Alex said. That's nice of her, Carly said. Alex nodded in response. That's pretty music, Carly commented. Thank you, Alex said. You doing okay in here? I bet that was scary before, when I brought your sister in like that. But she's okay now. Alex cut her off. Nothing can hurt me in here. As long as I stay in my fortress, I'm safe. It keeps all the bad stuff out. I put pillows and blankets against the wall. Looks pretty sturdy. I bet it's kept you nice and safe for a long time. That's good, Carly said. Alex nodded. It has to. Because of them, I know what those monsters out there are. Wendigo. Grandma told me about them. It's what happens when someone eats another person. I've heard of Wendigo before, Carly said. She had. Being a reporter, she heard of a lot of different things. Do they scare you too? They make lots of noise. Even at night? Alex asked. I'll tell you a secret. They scare me too sometimes. Carly told him. Really? But my dad's not scared of them. I've been waiting for him, Alex said. Where is he? Why didn't he come get me yet? Where is my dad? Your dad's not coming. He's dead. Carly told the child with some hesitation. What? Alex exclaimed. Danielle's eyes widened in surprise as well. He got shot outside. I'm sorry, Alex. Carly informed the boy. Alex shook his head. No. I don't believe you. I want to see him. Please. Sometimes, awful things happen. And there's nothing we can do about it, Carly said. Alex sniffled a bit. Did my dad become one of them? It's what happens, right? He did, didn't he? Carly shook her head. No. He was shot in the head. When someone dies, you put a bullet or something sharp in the head. They don't turn. Okay? It's not fair. I want my dad. I want my dad and I want Greg back. I want everything to go back the way it was. Alex whimpered.
Alex,
You need to be strong, okay? Carly said. I can't, Alex cried a bit. I know it's hard.
but it's going to be okay,
Carly said. The child didn't respond.
Thanks for letting me see your fortress. Look out for him, okay, Danny?
Carly said.
The little girl nodded and did her best to comfort the boy as Carly headed out of the room. As Carly left the room, she noticed Paige in a room with the door crack, looking anxious. Carly knocked at the door. Who is it? Paige asked.
It's me, Carly said.
Come in, Paige said. Carly obliged. You okay?
I'll be honest, I don't know. Everything's so fucked up.
I've never seen Sam like this. She's just not thinking. Do you think digging a hole is a good use of Sam's time? Paige huffed.
She might need the closure.
She clearly wants to defend the house.
She wants to fight, Carly said.
Which is a bad idea. Norma's got more people, more guns.
There's no way we win that fight.
I don't know why Sam thinks she can protect her brothers here.
It doesn't matter.
I'll be out of your hair soon enough, Paige said.
You want to leave?
Carly asked, surprised to hear that.
I think it's the best bet.
Never belonged here anyway. Same as you. That's one thing we got in common. Squatters in other people's lives, Paige said.
But that's not why you're leaving, Carly said.
I mean, it's part of it. Call it self-preservation, but I've gotten pretty used to knowing when it's time to cut and run. Norma's gonna be here soon, if they're not ready. I won't stick around just to watch this fall apart. She's so stubborn, though. I just hope it doesn't get her killed this time, Paige said.
You can't leave James and Alex.
They've lost enough today,
Carly said. Paige frowned.
I know.
I'm not trying to hurt them.
The Fairbanks kept me safe, but I don't know if I can do the same for them. Am I interrupting something? Michonne's voice grabbed their attention.
No.
Come on in, Paige said. Michonne entered the room and offered Paige some ammo.
Here, we need to all be ready.
Yeah.
Thanks, Paige sighed.
I'm gonna take some time to think if you two don't mind. The two nodded and exited the room.
What was that about? Michonne asked.
She's thinking about leaving, Carly said. Really? What about the kids? Michonne asked. I guess that's what she wants to think about, Carly replied. Speaking of the kids, did you tell Alex? Michonne asked. Yeah, I did, Carly replied. How did he take it? Michonne asked. As bad as I thought he would. Poor kids, Carly said. The two women headed downstairs just as Sam entered the house. Oh, hey, I'm looking for Alex. Have you seen him? I want him to be there when I say a few words for Dad. He wasn't at Mom's funeral. He should be there for this, Sam said. You'll find him in his fortress with Danny, Carly said. I told him what happened. Thank you. I didn't know what to say, Sam said. I'll go get him and Danny. I'll meet you outside. The two nodded and Sam walked off. Carly and Michonne headed outside, and before too long Sam joined them with a sobbing Alex and a sad-looking Danielle. Danielle silently made her way over to Carly and took her hand while Alex hugged James, who wrapped his arm around him. The group stood there in silence for several moments. Sam takes a few deep breaths. James looks to his sister with worry. Sam? You okay? Sam could only cry. Greg and Dad? I don't really know what to say. Where am I supposed to start? I don't know. Maybe you don't need to say anything. It's okay to just be here together, Michonne said. We'll give you a moment, Michonne said before motion for Carly to follow. Carly took the hint and led Danielle a bit away. Dad was always thinking about other people. He once told me that he'd be happy suffering if it meant keeping us happy and healthy. But I think he suffered more than he even deserves. With Mom and Greg. They could hear Sam begin to speak. Michonne and Carly headed back to the house. You know, I envy them a little. They've managed to hold on to something we all lost a long time ago. Something like normal. I know whatever normal is doesn't really exist anymore.
No matter how much you wanted to, but still, Michonne said.
Yeah.
I know what you mean, Carly sighed.
Paige soon joined them outside and greeted them with a soft,
"Hey."
"Hey," Carly said back.
"I decided to stay. For the kids," Paige said.
"That's good,"
Carly said. "And don't get cocky, it had nothing to do with what you said,"
Paige joked with a small smirk. Carly rolled her eyes playfully.
"Uh-huh." Carly then became serious. "I know it's going to be tough. But they need you. You're going to get through this. You just have to stick together." A while had passed, and the service had ended. The group headed back inside, moods all glum. Alex had headed into his room, Danielle joining him to keep him company. "I know how you feel. I know how it feels to lose someone. My mommy passed away," Danielle explained.
She did?
Alex asked.
"How did she pass?"
"By bad people."
"There's a lot of bad people in this world," Danielle said. "This is all I have left of her. Flopsy is the only thing I have to remember her by."
"I'm sorry about your mommy," Alex said. "I lost my mommy too. But where's your dad?"
"I
never had a daddy. I don't think he wanted me," Danielle said.
"That's mean."
"Why wouldn't he want you?" Alex said.
"Because some grown-ups are just mean
and bad," Danielle said.
"I
wish they weren't," Alex said.
"Me too," Danielle agreed. "But Clem and Carly, they taught me how to be strong."
"You have to be strong too."
How can I?"
"I'm scared," Alex said.
"I get scared too.
But just because we're little doesn't mean we can't be brave."
"Clem tells me that all the time,"
Danielle said.
"Who's Clem?"
Alex asked.
"She's my friend.
She's the bravest person I know.
She has a baby in her tummy,"
Danielle said. Alex's face lit up a bit upon hearing that.
"A baby? Like a real baby?" Danielle nodded.
"Wow. I haven't seen a baby in a long time.
I wish I could hold it,"
Alex said. "They're not born yet.
Maybe once they're born you can hold them,"
Danielle said.
"That'd be cool,"
Alex replied.
"Super cool. I can't wait to meet them," Danielle said, excitement now in her tone. A small knock came at the door and James soon entered.
"Hey,"
James muttered.
"Hi," Alex said back.
"Are you okay?" Danielle asked. I
guess so.
I'm just sad,"
James said.
"Alex, mind if I stay in here tonight?"
"I don't want to be by myself."
"That'd be great. We can have a sleepover," Alex suggested.
"But
you're both boys."
"I can't sleep over with boys," Danielle said.
"You can take the bed. And we can sleep in the fortress," Alex said. Are you sure?" Danielle asked. The two boys both nodded.
"Okay, thank you," Danielle replied. A while had gone by.
Carly had checked in on the children to find them all asleep. The adults however remained awake, feeling anxious and on guard. "What are we going to do?" Sam asked. "Exactly what we discussed. We're going to be okay," Carly said.
But what if we're not?" Sam stammered a bit. "Don't think like that. We will be," Carly replied.
"I want to believe that. But everything's so fucked," Sam exclaimed.
"Shh. We don't want to wake the kids."
Michonne hushed. "I don't know how they can even sleep like this," Sam said. "They're scared but kids.
They're resilient," Carly said.
"Our whole lives just ripped apart in one day. And it's all my fault," Sam mumbled, looking down. "Don't blame yourself, Sam. You have had to stay focused on surviving and being strong for your brothers," Michonne said. "I know. I don't know what to do," Sam said. "Grieving takes time. It's okay to feel how you feel," Carly said. "I guess," Sam sighed. "Why don't you try to get some rest? Michonne and I can keep watch," Carly suggested. "After what happened today, I don't think I'll ever rest normal again," Sam replied. "It doesn't hurt to try," Carly said. "I'm scared that if I close my eyes, everything will replay. Like a fucked up movie," Sam told her. "We'll wake you if it happens," Carly said. Sam nodded. Okay. Hours went by with Sam drifting in and out of sleep. Paige, Carly, and Michonne remained awake, checking on Randall every so often and keeping watch on the doors. Before long they could see the sun beginning to rise through the windows and knew it wouldn't be long before Norma arrived. Sam had awoken and began pacing by the door as they waited anxiously for what would happen next. They could only hope things would go smoothly. The kids soon awaken and make their way downstairs. Little Alex complains that he is hungry. "I can probably make you something really quick. How about?" Paige couldn't get another word out before a sudden banging is heard from outside. "She's here." Sam fights the urge to panic. "I thought we had more time." "It's okay. It's gonna be okay," Paige said. "Sam?" Alex looked to his sister with concern. "Just go upstairs with your brother, okay? I need you to hide until I come get you." "What's gonna happen?" James fearfully asked. "Is she gonna hurt us?" Alex asked. "You'll stop them, right? Right?" James asked. "Just get upstairs," Sam said. "We're just going to talk," Carly assured the children. What should I do?" Danielle asked. "I want you to go upstairs and stay with the boys," Carly said. "Oh, okay. No matter what happens, we'll protect you. Everything will be fine," Michonne said. "Stay together. No matter what," Sam said to her brothers. James nodded. "We will." "Okay," Alex said. Sam knelt down and hugged the boys. When they broke the hug, the children ran upstairs. "I can get a clear shot of the front gate from upstairs. I'll cover you. If I can. I hope it doesn't come to that. This is worst case scenario, right?" Paige told them. "Are you sure?" Michonne asked. Paige sighed. "Not really. But I'll do my best." "Thank you," Carly said. "Paige, if anything goes wrong, I need you to take care of James and Alex," Sam said. "Don't talk like that," Paige reprimanded. "Paige, please," Sam said. "Sam, you know I'll." Paige doesn't get to finish before they hear a crashing sound outside. Paige quickly races upstairs to cover them. "Grab Randall and meet us outside," Michonne said. Sam obliges and goes to grab the man. Before long, Carly, Sam, Michonne, and Randall walk outside. Sam holds onto Randall and points a gun at him. Paige watches from a window, holding her rifle. "It's quiet out there. You ready out there?" Sam asked. "Anything goes wrong out there, we have each other's backs," Carly said. Sam nodded. "Right. Just stay alert and be ready for anything. We don't know what Norma's planning," Michonne said. "You got it," Sam said. "Don't provoke her either," Carly added. I won't," Sam replied. Michonne pushes the gate open and steps outside to find Norma seemingly alone. "It's just me," Norma spoke. "We can see that," Carly said. "What the hell is going on here?" "I had my people hang back a bit. I wanted to talk first. Just us. Clear the air a little." "What's your game?" Michonne asked. "No game, I just want to talk," Norma said. "I don't trust her," Sam said. "Look, I'm not really interested in hearing what you have to say. I just want my people back," Michonne said. "And you'll get them. Just give me a chance," Norma said. "You and we've each taken from the other. All I want now is my brother back. And he better not be hurt too bad. That's all. And I'll leave you be." "You buying any of this?" Sam huffed. "That's it? Just like that and you walk away?" Michonne asked. "Been enough killing these last few days. I'd like to just get past it, if we can. A show of good faith, then." Norma takes out a flare gun and fires it into the sky. Walkers take notice of it. Any minute now. Eventually, the rest of Norma's crew arrives with Clementine, Pete, Beto, Oak, and Sadiq. Safe and sound. Just like I said. "Now, give me Randall and we can go our separate ways," Norma said. "You can't let them walk away. They stole from us," one of the guards snapped. "We never stole a thing," Clementine said. "That's enough. Now be quiet," Norma said. "Please, I just want my brother. Let's be done with this. Deal? We want our people first, then I'll give you Randall," Michonne said. "Fine, I can be reasonable." Norma slowly cut Pete's bindings. Pete made his way over to Michonne. Thought you could get rid of me, huh? Good to see you. Michonne hugs Pete and hands him a gun.
Now,
Give me Randall, Norma said.
what about the rest of our people?
What about my girl?
Carly said. I think I've been reasonable enough, Norma said. I've given you what you wanted. I just want to see him. He's right here, Michonne said. Sam shoved Randall outside the gate.
Randall, you okay? Norma called.
Randall tried to respond, voice muffled by the bag on his head. Just get this fucking thing off me. Sam pulled Randall back inside the gates. Just hang on. I gotcha.
Now hand him over and we'll be done with this,
Norma said. We can work together.
Release that one. She motioned to Siddiq.
The guards hesitated.
It's okay, we just need this to be over, Norma said.
Let him go, Gabby. Another guard urged. Gabby huffed but did so, cutting the man's bindings. I made good on my end, now it's your turn. Norma points a gun at Oak's head.
Give me my brother.
Oak, Michonne gasped. Hey.
Put the gun down, Pete said.
Norma, you don't have to do this,
Clementine said.
I could shoot him and still have 2 more to spare.
So, you're gonna do what I've asked?
Now. I came here, willing to talk.
But if you're gonna insist on being difficult. Norma huffed. Don't hurt him, alright? Pete said.
Randall isn't worth all this shit. Gabby grumbled.
Gabby,
listen to me, Norma said.
After everything they've done, you're still giving them more chances. We deserve retribution. The woman aimed her weapon, but Clementine quickly rushed forward, pushing her and causing the gun to drop. You little brat, Gabby spat, slapping the girl across the face. Hey, Carly snapped, ready to aim her weapon only to be stopped by Michonne. Gabby,
stop.
Everyone put your guns down,
Norma said.
I knew we couldn't trust them,
Sam exclaimed. Don't. Stand down. Please. No one has to get hurt, Norma said. If you're not gonna do anything, we have to,
Gabby snapped.
Norma shook her head. That's not your call. Please. You better get your people under control, Michonne said. I am. Just stop, Norma said. Look, just let me see my brother. Take that bag off him.
I want to see his face.
Let me get a good look. Michonne obliged, pulling the bag from Randall's head. Norma's eyes widened upon seeing his bloodied face. What did you do to him? Answer me. Now. He killed Sam's father. An innocent man. He deserved worse, Michonne said. Just hand him over. Norma gritted out. You want Randall? Okay, you can have him, Michonne said.
Good, Norma said.
The onlookers jump as the sound of walkers reaches their ears. The guards began firing at the approaching creatures.
Here we go,
Pete mumbled. Michonne shoved Randall, and he goes over to Norma.
Oak and Siddiq run over to the others.
As the others finished taking out the walkers, Norma noticed Randall's swollen hands, clearly broken. A look of anger filled Norma's features, however she recalled the words Clementine had said to her. How they would only hurt him if they had to.
What did he do that made you do this to his hands? Norma inquired.
Besides killing an innocent man? He threatened to kill Sam and her family. Including children, Carly said. Norma interrupted Randall, shut up. What?
Randall looked surprised.
You're lucky I don't do worse. What the hell were you thinking? Threatening to kill children and killing their father? Norma snapped. What are you punishing them after all the trouble they've caused us? Randall said. We're trying to save people. I never planned on killing Sam or her brothers. I only wanted them to stop lying to me. If they had been honest, then maybe I'd help them in the future. There was no reason for you to go out and kill anybody, Norma snapped. From what I've heard from Clementine, most groups out there are savages. Any other group would have killed you without care. Would have wanted a war. But these people are different. They just want things to end. Let it go, Randall. They stole from us, Randall said. And they have lost enough. So have we. Let's leave before we lose any more, Norma said. Let's go. We're done here. Norma motioned for her crew to follow. The others obliged, but Randall lingered back for a moment. As Carly and the others start to head into the gate, Randall suddenly rushes towards them. He tackles Michonne to the ground,
holding down her gun-wielding hand and strangling her. "Get off her, asshole." Sam tried to aim her gun, but Carly quickly stopped her. "Sam, no," Carly said, restrained the girl. "Let me go," Sam snapped. Pete went to Michonne's aid, him and Sadiq yanking Randall off the woman. "Randall. What the hell?" Norma exclaimed. "We can't let them get away with stealing from us," Randall said. "Walk away while you still have the chance," Carly said. "Fuck you," Randall spat. "Randall, stop. It's over. Just stop," Norma called. "Like hell it is. You fucking people." Randall couldn't get another word out before a swift hit to his head by a pistol made them all flinch. The man fell, unconscious from the impact. "No!" Norma screamed in horror. "Relax. He's unconscious. Not dead." Clementine spoke. "This is what I was warning you about. Your brother has a temper, and if you don't get that under control, he's not going to continue to be so lucky." I know," Norma said. "Just keep it in mind," Clementine said. "Get him out of here." Norma motioned for her people to grab her brother. She shot Sam a look. "Samantha, don't let my people see your face again." "Likewise, Norma." "Likewise," Sam said. "You're a tough girl, Clementine. A smart girl. And if the world really is like what you say, I'm gonna have to keep a tighter leash on my brother." "Thank you for opening my eyes," Norma said. "And thank you all for sparing him. I won't let him or anyone else in my group turn out like those people from those communities you told me about, Clementine." "I really hope not, Norma. You got a good thing going there. Keep it that way," Clementine said. "I will." Norma began to walk away with her group members, but not before uttering a small, "good luck," towards Clementine, who gave a nod in response. "Come on. Let's get inside," Sam said. Upon entering the house, Sam called to her family that all was safe. Before long the children came downstairs. The two boys quickly rushed to hug their sister. "We're safe now, right? The bad people won't come back, will they?" Alex asked. "No, they won't. We're safe now," Sam said. When Danielle spotted Clementine, she rushed to embrace her. "Clementine." Danielle beamed. "Danny, are you okay?" Clementine asked. "Uh-huh. I'm okay," Danielle nodded. "Thank goodness," Clementine said. Alex looked to the girl curiously and slowly approached. "You're Clem?" Clementine looked down at the child. Yeah. Yes, I am." "Danny told me about you," Alex said. "Did she now?" Clementine ruffled the girl's hair a bit. "What's your name, little guy?" "Alex," the child replied. "Danny told me you have a baby in you." "Yeah, I do," Clementine said. Can I see it?" Alex asked. "Well, you can't see them, because they're not born yet. But you can feel. If you want," Clementine said. Alex's eye widened with excitement. "Really?" "Sure. Go ahead," Clementine said. She soon felt the boy's little hands against her pregnant stomach. "Whoa. Can I feel too?" James spoke with some hesitation. "Sure. What's your name?" Clementine asked. "It's James," the boy replied. "Nice to meet you, James." Clementine offered the child a smile. "You too," James said, slowly feeling her stomach along with Alex. "How'd they get in there?" Alex asked. Clementine smiled down at the two boys and replied, "It's magic." "Wow. Magic." Alex smiled. "I felt something." What was that?" James looked surprised as well. "Don't worry, guys. That was just the baby kicking," Clementine told them. "Kicking?" Alex asked. "Yep." Clementine nodded. "That's so cool," Alex said. The others smiled at the sight. "You're welcome to stay here. As long as you like," Paige told the group. "We appreciate it," Carly said. The others nodded in response. Days had gone by, and things had quieted down. Though things would never be the same, the family became more comfortable. They had bonded with their new guest and been taught different survival skills so they wouldn't have to resort to stealing. They were taught how to fish and hunt. They were taught how to sew and mend clothing. And with permission, young James was taught how to properly handle a weapon. A week or so had gone by before they were sure Norma and her people were out of their hand and they no longer had to worry about them. With this relief, the guests readied themselves to move on. "Are you sure you have to go?" Paige asked Michonne, Pete, and their crew. "As much as we'd love to stay, your place is pretty crowded as it is," Pete said. "You're still welcome to stay. We can make more space," Paige said. "Nah, we're used to sailing. We appreciate the offer, but it's best for us to move on," Pete replied. I understand," Paige said. "We're moving on as well." Clementine spoke up. "You're sure that's a good idea?" Sam asked. Clementine rose a brow. "I mean, your baby could be due any day now," Sam said. "You could stay here, have your kid and give them a place to stay. Somewhere to grow up around other kids. That'd be nice, but I want to move on. Your family has enough to worry about as it is." "We'll be okay," Clementine said. "Believe me, when Clem's made up her mind, she's made up her mind." "This girl is stubborn," Carly said. "But we'll be all right." "Really?" I hope so. Just be safe out there," Sam said. "We will," Clementine said. "And thank you all. Thank you for everything. I don't know if we would have made it out of there without you," Sam said. "Just stay safe. Remember what we taught you and survive that way. No more stealing," Carly said. "No more stealing. Ever again," Sam said. "Good," Carly replied. The next morning the group ready to head out. Clementine and Carly offering Michonne and Pete's people a ride to their next destination. The group agreed. As they gathered their things and prepared to walk out the door, they were suddenly stopped by a little voice. "Danny, wait." Danielle turned to see Alex running up to her. The little boy's face was flushed, and he held a crayon drawing in his hands. I made you something." "You did?" Danielle asked. Alex nodded and offered her the picture. "It's something to remember me with." Danielle slowly accepted the picture with a small smile. "I'll never forget you." Alex smiled back. The adults fought the urge to war at the two children. "You all be safe," Paige said. "We will," Carly said. The group headed outside and began their walk towards the gate. Clementine gave Danielle a gentle nudge and smiled. "Looked like someone had a little crush on you." What? "No, he didn't." Danielle quickly shook her head. "It sure looked like he did," Clementine giggled. "Boys are gross, they have cooties," Danielle said. "Whatever you say, kiddo," Clementine said with a small smirk. The group continued walking, passing through the gate and eventually leaving the house behind. After a trek to their ship, they did as the promised, dropping Michonne's group of to a destination not from the cruise ship. "So, what's your plan? Are you all going to be okay here?" Carly asked. "We'll manage," Michonne said. "Sadiq's gonna take the ship to Monroe. See if we can get any help," Pete explained. "Are you sure about that?" Carly wondered. "Going back there, I mean." "It's worth a shot," Pete said. "Just be careful," Carly said. "We will," Michonne said. "You three stay safe out there. Or should I say four, considering the baby?" "We will be," Clementine said. "You all stay safe as well." Michonne and Pete nodded. As Carly, Clementine, and Danielle walked towards their own ship, Clementine spoke. "Well, this settles it. As soon as we find a safe place to stay, I'm never getting on a boat again." "Me either," Danielle agreed. "You know what, I don't blame either of you," Carly said. "Sooner we find a place to stay the better." Both girls nodded in response. The three continued onwards, once again on the move with the goal of finding a safe home in mind. A month had gone by and Clementine, now 9 months along in her pregnancy, was exhausted. She was becoming more uncomfortable by the day. She walked with a waddle, her feet and breast constantly ached. And for the past 2 weeks, she had been lactating so much it irritated her. She knew this baby was ready to be born soon. But as uncomfortable as she was still scared. They had been in and out of the wood for weeks and were searching for a place of shelter. They knew getting to Wellington at this current stage in time was out of the question. Clementine was due to give birth almost any day now. And knowing this worried them. Carly was beyond concerned, knowing that if they didn't find shelter before Clementine went into labor, it wouldn't be good for them. She knew Clementine would be in a huge amount of pain, and screaming from said pain would for sure bring walkers like a moth to a flame. Carly had noticed Clementine had been a lot more tired lately, and more irritated than she usually was. And today, she was more concerned for the girl. She had needed to take multiple breaks, which Carly didn't blame her for, considering her stage of pregnancy. But her worries for the girl were only escalating with each passing day. Travel was becoming a harder task for the girl, and it was clear that she may go into labor before they were able to find shelter. "You doing okay, Clem?" Carly called to the teen. "I'm fine." The girl panted a bit. The baby's been kicking a lot today." Carly had noticed the girl moving slower than before. "How about we stop for a bit?" "No. I can keep going," Clementine insisted. "Clem, we're gonna stop. You don't need to be moving around right now," Carly said. Clementine frowned but didn't protest further. They continued until they found an area that appeared safe. After that they stopped to take a break. Clementine leaned against a nearby tree, cradling her swollen stomach as she panted a bit. "Are you sure you're all right, Clem?" Carly could tell the girl was not, but she knew Clementine was stubborn. "Why yeah, I'm okay," the teen once again claimed. Carly was unconvinced. "You're sure? You would tell me if you weren't right?" "Yeah, I would." Clementine gave a light nod, as she tried to normalize her breathing. Carly didn't know if she believed the girl right now. She knew no matter how much pain she was in, Clementine would mask it. She always did. "You don't have to keep asking." Clementine huffed after a moment. "Of course I do. I worry about you," Carly replied. "I don't want you to," Clementine said. "Too bad, kiddo. I care about you. And caring equals worrying," Carly said. Clementine sighed at that. "I guess." Danielle curiously looked towards Clementine and slowly spoke. "Is the baby a boy or a girl?" "Danny, we won't know until they're born. Remember?" Clementine replied. "Oh. Yeah. Well, do you think it's a boy or a girl?" Danielle asked. "I'm not sure." Clementine shrugged. "Well, what do you hope they are? A boy or a girl?" Danielle questioned. "I'd be fine with either. What do you think, Danny?" Clementine asked the child. "I think I'd be fine with either, too," Danielle said. "I'm gonna help them a lot. I'll help protect them and teach them a lot of different things." "I'm sure you will." Clementine smiled. "Like a big sister." Danielle grinned at that. "I can't wait to meet them." Clementine's gaze drifted back to her stomach. She had mixed feelings. Part of her couldn't wait to meet them, part of her was excited by the thought of holding them, kissing them, loving them. But another part was scared. She worried about becoming a mum. She was scared of the pain she would feel. But mostly she was scared that she would fail this child. That she wouldn't be a good mother to them. That she would lose them like she lost so many others. And she knew she wouldn't be able to stand that. She had lost so much since the apocalypse, she couldn't lose them too. She rubbed her hand over her stomach, hoping with all her might that her little one would be okay. They decided to stop for the rest of the day and take it easy. Carly knew they needed to find shelter, but she also knew that Clementine needed to rest. She didn't want to push the girl too hard. Besides, all the movement would probably only push her towards going into labor. They had decided to cook and eat some supper. As they ate their meal, Carly would notice that Clementine would give a tiny wince every now and then, but each time she asked, Clementine insisted she was okay. Carly wasn't buying it, however. She knew the girl was stubborn and would continue her insisting, but Carly needed to be sure the girl was okay. "Are you absolutely positive that you're okay?" Carly inquired, looking concerned. "I'm fine, Carly. The baby's just kicking," Clementine claimed. "Kicking?" Carly rose a brow. Clementine nodded. "If you feel like something's wrong, you need to talk to me. Got it?" Carly said in a firm voice. "I got it," Clementine said. "Good," Carly said. "Is the baby okay?" Danielle asked, concern on her little face. "They're fine, Danny. Carly's just worrying too much," Clementine said before muttering under her breath, "as always. It's my job to worry about you. And I'll continue to do so," Carly said. "I'm okay, guys. Seriously. I'm fine."
The baby's fine. We're good, okay, Clementine groaned. If you say so. Just let me know if something changes, Carly said. I will, Clementine said. As night fell, Carly took watch as she allowed Clementine and Danielle to settle to sleep. Danielle had drifted off fast, but Clementine was unable to do so. The teen was tossing and turning. She was clearly uncomfortable, and Carly picked up on this. Clem, are you okay? Yeah. I'm fine. Clementine muttered. You sure everything's okay? Is it the baby? Carly questioned. I guess. They've just been super active today, Clementine said. They've been super active all week, Carly pointed out. Is that a good thing? Clementine asked, now sounding a bit worried herself. Maybe. It might mean they're just ready to come out and meet you, Carly said. Clementine frowned, her stomach dropping a bit. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Hey. It's gonna be okay, I'm here for you, Clem, Carly reassured the teen. I know. I'm just nervous, Clementine said. It's normal to be. But you're going to be okay, Carly told her. Okay. Why don't you try to get some rest? Carly suggested. I've been trying. Clementine replied. You need your rest, Clem. I know. But I'll only get it if the baby lets me, Clementine sighed. Nothing wrong with continuing to try, Carly said. Clementine only wished it was that simple. She had been trying to no avail. Regardless, she closed her eyes, doing her best to get some sleep. Carly kept an eye on the girl, worrying that she might go into labor that night. Fortunately, she didn't, and the night drifted by without a problem. The next morning came along and Clementine wasn't feeling great. Carly could tell just by looking at her. Still, Clementine had insisted that they move on, claiming she would be good to go. Suddenly the girl doubled over in pain, causing Danielle to gasp and Carly to rush to her side. Clementine, what's wrong? Is it the baby? Carly asked. I don't know. I think they were just kicking, Clementine said. Shit. Are you sure? Carly questioned. Clementine gave a nod. I think. It just kind of hurt this time. It hurt? Carly furrowed her brows. Just for a minute. But I'm fine. Clementine straightened up. Can you walk? Carly asked. Yeah. I can walk, Clementine said. They continued on, looking for shelter. Every now and then Clementine would pause and grit her teeth, gasp, or wince in pain. Carly was becoming more and more concerned. The next time the girl stopped, giving a pained expression, Carly spoke. Okay, that's it. We're taking a break. No, I can keep going, Clementine insisted. Clem, you're hurting. You can't keep going, Carly said. Yes. I can, Carly. I know my own body. I can. She hunched over again, clutching her stomach, gasping as she felt a wetness. She hoped she was just imagining it. Clem, what's going on? You just said you were okay, Carly said. I was. Clementine's paused, breaths coming in short puffs. Clem. I think you wet yourself. Danielle's little voice was heard. Clementine's heart dropped as she could feel the wetness on her jean. Oh no. Oh no, no. Not now. What's going on? Danielle asked. My water broke. Carly, my water broke, Clementine exclaimed, fear in her eyes. Carly's eyes widened. She had been so worried the night before, she hadn't even thought that this morning would be the day that Clementine's water broke. The woman quickly regained her composure, speaking to Clementine, who was on the verge of a panic attack. Calm down. We're okay, you're gonna be okay. Oh shit. This can't be happening right now, Clementine said. Carly was fighting the urge to panic, knowing she had to stay strong for Clementine. It's okay, just breathe for me. How long have you been having contractions? I don't know. Maybe since last night. But I thought they were Braxton Hicks, Clementine said. Were they hurting you? Braxton Hicks shouldn't have been painful, Carly asked. Not really. It just felt dull. Like an ache, Clementine said. Damn it, Carly said. Look, we need to find some shelter. I'm gonna help you walk. I can walk. I'm okay, Clementine replied.
For now, Carly said. Just let me help you in case. Okay, Clementine nodded, allowing the woman to assist her in walking. Come on, Danny, stay close to us, Carly said to the child who was trailing behind. Danielle gave a nod, sticking close as they continued forward, searching for some kind of shelter. Carly really hoped they would find a safe place before Clementine's contractions started kicking in too bad. Clementine was sweating and panting as they trudged along. She was scared. They were in the middle of the woods and her baby was coming. Her baby was coming and there was nothing she could do to stop that. Their first choice was to find a cabin, but after a long while of walking they realized that was unlikely. So they searched for an abandoned car to muffle the sound. But when they didn't happen, Carly suggested that they find a stream where the water was louder and could drown out the sound if she screamed. Clementine was sure she had childbirth phobia. She had been feverishly reading pregnancy books. But the what to expect when you're expecting books hadn't prepared her enough. She wasn't ready. She was terrified. She was familiar with nerves and fear, but nothing compared to her nervousness of pushing out a baby. The very thought made her heart race and had been a source of her constant anxiety. When she began feeling cramps, she had only been slightly concerned. She tried brushing them off as Braxton Hicks, but the little cramps continued every 2 to 3 minutes, getting stronger over the next hour. When her stomach had first started to show, she tried to ignore it. However, her baby refused to be ignored as the child continued to grow, and so did Clementine's belly. There were many days where Clementine worried if she would be a good parent. What kind of child would she raise? Would her baby be born healthy? She worried constantly about her unborn child. Nothing she had been through in her 16-years-old life even equated to the fear she felt about having a child. Having a child period could be a frightening thing, but having a child in the apocalypse was downright terrifying. She had feared what would happen in the future when it was time to give birth. She couldn't have a baby out in the woods, in the middle of nowhere. No doctors, no supplies. She didn't think she could possibly get through that. Her cramps had gotten so strong that the girl had to stop. She closed her eyes and leaned against a tree. Contractions intensified. She gritted her teeth and breathed through even stronger contraction. When she could walk again, Carly helped her forward. Carly was coaching Clementine to breath while her mind was running wild. They had nothing, no water, no towel, not even shelter. She kept telling the girl everything would be okay. But finally Clementine broke. It's not okay. I can't have a baby in the middle of nowhere. I can't do this. I'm not ready. Carly took her hand. Clem, listen to me. I need you to take a deep breath. Everything will be fine. We're gonna find some place safe. Where? I don't know, but we'll find a spot. Carly felt a small spurt of panic but tamped it down. She needed to keep calm for Clementine's sake. Everything will be fine, Clem. Women have babies all the time. And die doing it, Clementine cried. You're not going to die. Come on. We're gonna find a safe place for you to have that baby, Carly said. They had been walking for so long and Clementine was exhausted. An hour or more went by and Carly could tell by Clementine's face just how much pain she was already enduring. Carly couldn't help but admire her strength, but she knew the screaming would start soon. Especially if she was in this much pain already. They eventually did manage to find a stream just as the girl suddenly screamed, a sharp pain hitting her. Despite being near the loud water, the scream was still loud enough to draw any nearby attention. After a while snarls were heard. Danielle gasped. See Carly. Shit. Carly drew her gun, but before she could fire, gunshot rang out and the walkers fell. To their surprise, they spotted 2 men dressed in military uniform. Stay back. We don't want any trouble, Carly said. Neither do we. We heard a scream. One of the men said. The other man's eyes grew wide as he spoke. Holy shit. She's pregnant. She is. And the baby is on the way, Carly said. We have a base not far from here. We can help you out. The second man offered. Carly hesitated to answer. Seeing Clementine in so much pain, she knew the base would be the best chance of making sure Clementine and the baby got through this safely. Okay, take us to your base, Carly said. Clementine shot her a look. Carly will be fine, Clem. Carly helped the girl to her feet. Let's go. The men offered to carry Clementine, but the girl, not trusting them, insisted she would walk. and with Carly and Danielle's help she did just that. It was a great relief when they were brought to a large military base. Though upon arriving, the place was eerily quiet when they arrived as the soldiers seemed curious on who they were. They were quickly taken to an infirmary where Clementine was quickly rushed into a private room. Though the room became far from private as medics rushed in and out, she became an object of fascination to everyone in the room. The medics did their best to make her as comfortable as possible as her contractions worsened. By the time the medics had examined her, every clench in her pelvis burned deeply and made her groan. She had even started rocking back and forth at one point to give herself something else to focus on. And though she was super scared, part of her couldn't wait to meet her baby. She wondered what they would be like, who they would resemble. She let her thoughts distract her as contractions grew more intense. One of the female soldiers had offered to escort Danielle to another area. Danielle at first refused, but Carly soon convinced her to go wait with the woman, promising to check on her soon. She didn't want her seeing this. Danielle reluctantly went with the soldier, and once in the other room she began to play with Flopsy as a distraction. Back where Clementine was, the girl was feeling frustrated. She just wanted this baby to be born already. When the medics told her that she wasn't dilated enough to push, Clementine nearly broke down. She breathed heavily, her eyes laced with tears as the waves of pain washed over her. Her stomach grew tight with another contraction and a feeling of dread at waiting any longer. Why was this taking so long? Was there a problem with her baby? She could barely think straight as another contraction hit her. The exhaustion from her walking spree and the pain she was feeling led her to feel that she could not go on anymore. She did not have the capacity or resources to cope with the pain, and mentally, she started to break down too, which only made everything even worse. It seemed like an eternity of her desperately trying not to push. Clementine took a heavy breath. She was gasping and whimpering as she gripped Carly's hand like a lifeline. "I can't do this, Carly. It hurts." Clementine whimpered, her eyes pleading for some relief from the pain. "You can do this, Clem. You're going to be okay," Carly said, trying to keep the teen calm. Clementine whimpered a bit more, but nodded, the pain of her contractions evident. Labor lasted a lot longer than she imagined it would. She lay breathing hard as her contractions rose and fell in waves. She gripped Carly's hand with all her might, and after over an hour it was finally time to push. This was the part of labor she had been waiting for, but also the part that filled her with fear. Carly spoke words of encouragement to her. The medic instructed the girl to take a deep breath, hold it, and push. As the contractions came, Clementine pushed with all she could. Another hour went by and the pain sharpened. She pushed for half an hour more, the pain worsening each minute. Sweat poured down my temples and tears nipped at the corners of my eyes. It felt like an eternity had passed when the medic said, "You're doing good. One more big push." Clementine obliged, doing her best to keep breathing. She very vaguely registered someone saying, "I can see the head." Clementine only grunted in pain. Now the shoulders. A moment later the baby slid into the medic's hands. She finally opened her eyes as the baby slipped from her body. And finally, after 2 hours of pushing, her baby was welcomed into the world. When it was over, she looked up at the medic holding her child, completely exhausted, and waited to hear the cries. Nothing. She reads looks of concern on the medics' faces and started to get scared. "Is the baby all right?" Clementine anxiously asked. "The baby's not breathing." Clementine's heart stopped. A flurry of activity commenced and she heard the medics performing infant CPR. Tears began falling more as Clementine prayed for her baby to be okay. Then, after what seemed like an eternity, she heard the light cries of baby. Her baby. "It's a girl." The worst was over. And after she pushed out the birth sac, her body relaxed into the bed. The child was brought over to her young mother, who, despite being groggy and tired, was so eager to hold her. Meeting her baby for the first time took her breath away. She cradled her in her arms as she smiled at her sweet face. "Hey sweet pea," she whispered, "I'm your mama." The baby turned toward the sound of her mother's voice, which melted Clementine's heart. The experience of bringing her little girl into the world filled her with emotion and beauty of giving birth. And as she peered into those precious eyes, she felt like all her fading hope had been restored in the tiny form of her little girl. When things had calmed down, Danielle was allowed to enter the room. and upon seeing the new baby girl the child practically melted. "She's so cute."
"Yeah, she is. Do you want to hold her, Danny?" Clementine asked.
I
don't know."
Danielle seemed hesitant and nervous. "She's really tiny.
"I'm scared I'll hurt her."
"It's okay, kiddo. Just support her head."
Clementine helped the little girl to hold her daughter, smiling at the sight. The baby blinked curiously. Her mouth opened and closed.
"Seems like she likes you," Clementine said.
"I like her too." Danielle smiled.
"She really is a cutie. Have you thought of a name?" Carly asked.
"Yeah, I have," Clementine asked. "Her name is Diana, after my mum." "That's really nice."
Carly smiled.
"Thank you," Clementine said.
After some time of Danielle holding her, the baby gave a slight hiccup and then scrunched her face, looking ready to cry. I think she wants you back," Danielle stammered as the baby whimpered in her arms.
"She's probably hungry.
Here,
I got her." Clementine took the baby in her arms.
There, Mommy's got you." Clementine began to nurse her little girl. "Are we gonna stay here now?" Danielle asked.
"For a while. Clem needs time to recover," Carly said.
"It seems safe here,"
Danielle said.
"Yeah,
it does," Carly agreed. "Well, you're all welcome to stay as long as you please," one of the medics spoke. "We appreciate it. We really do," Carly said.
Clementine continued to nurse her child, calmly stroking her little cheek.
She was exhausted from giving birth, but she was happy.
Carly gently took the baby from her to allow her to rest, and before long they had drifted off in a peaceful sleep. The first peaceful sleep she's had in a long time. After everything she'd been through since the world had gone to hell, after everything that had happened in the past year, to Clementine it feels like a weight was lifted from her. Seeing the child that she and Sean had created, she swore to raise their daughter to the best of her ability.
For the first time in a long time, she felt so calm.
She felt at peace.
She felt safe.
Perhaps this would be a place they could really call home.
Her daughter looked so peaceful, swaddled tightly in her blanket, eyes shut while he dreams.
Clementine, however, was exhausted, but she couldn't sleep. She stood, anxiously watching for the rise and fall of Diana's chest, checking to ensure she's breathing and beyond afraid that she may stop.
Carly paused at the doorway and sighed.
This was becoming a nightly habit of the teens and it concerned her. "You need to get some rest, Clem."
Carly approached the girl. "But I'm worried. I don't want to leave her," Clementine said.
"She's just sleeping."
"She's okay," Carly said.
"She needs her sleep and so do you."
"I'm not tired," Clementine claimed.
"I know that's not true.
You haven't been sleeping much.
And you need to take care of yourself so you can care for Diana," Carly responded.
"She needs me to be here. She needs her mommy," Clementine said.
"She's okay. She does need you. But you can't only focus on her. You have to focus on yourself too. Your needs are important as well." Carly had seen the girl get like this often.
She really worried about her. "I just worry about her," Clementine said.
"I know.
But she's fine," Carly said. "I worry about you."
"Can you try to get some rest?"
"I'll listen out for Diana."
The girl sighed but nodded. "Okay." With that, the girl allowed Carly to lead her from the room. Carly knew this could be normal worries from a new mother. She just worried about the girl. The first few weeks were a blur. Days and nights bled together as she repeated a pattern of nurse, cuddle, change, sleep, repeat. The demands of caring for a newborn caused her to at times neglect her own needs. She would eat in between nursing sessions, and was only sleeping in short bursts. Her entire body ached. She felt drained and bewildered and fearful and overwhelmed, but also a strong, sure sense of love. The love she felt for baby Diana was so powerful. And seeing Carly's and Danielle's interaction with the baby beautiful. She felt happy with their little family. Something she had missed feeling. She was overjoyed and grateful Diana was healthy, but the trauma of her birth stuck there. Some days she found herself crying or pacing back and forth. Random tears would even fall sometimes when she was nursing her baby. Even after she put her to sleep, she'd often, vigilantly watching her breathe. She was so scared of losing her. As Diana grew older, eventually her nerves began to ease. and as Diana grew older she started to feel more comfortable with allowing her baby to rest without watching her like a hawk. Her body began to get stronger as well, and she started to look forward to the journey motherhood would bring, knowing she had support from Carly and even little Danielle. Her little girl was perfect and beautiful. Her daughter would be 2 months old in a few days, and time had passed by in a blur. Every time she would adoringly hold her baby in her arms, she couldn't believe that she had created such a perfect little life. She loved baby Diana so much, and it made her heart full. She'd cradle her daughter's small body and inhaled deeply. The baby had strengthened her purpose in life, and giving her so much to fight for, to live for. Over the past few weeks they had settled into the camp, and Clementine was slowly growing used to motherhood. It was anything but easy raising a newborn, but Clementine was determined to be the best mother she could be. The military base had been a good spot to care for her daughter. They were provided with food, water, shelter, and protection. The military had experience dealing with the walkers, and Bandit wouldn't think to try the place knowing soldiers were there. It seemed perfect. It was safe. And seeing how safe it was, it seemed like an ideal area to raise her child and to give Danielle a safe childhood. However, they knew they had to help pull their weight. For the first month, Carly took up different duties to help around the base, leaving Clementine to essentially play the role of a stay-at-home mum. As her daughter neared 2 months old, however, Clementine was starting to insist on helping with other duties. She wanted to help more. Carly at first refused, but Clementine continued to insist. "You can't do everything on your own. Let me help." "You are helping. But you also have a daughter to look after. She's still young. She needs you," Carly said. "Please. I want to do more than just stay at home all the time. I feel like I'm getting stir-crazy," Clementine said. Carly could understand that the teen probably needed a break. She was a new mom, and a teen mom at that. It wasn't easy care for a child and a newborn all day. Carly knew postpartum could happen and didn't want the girl to feel stuck. She wanted to give her a break, a chance to breathe if she needed it. "All right. Light duties. And nothing longer than 2 hours." "Ah, really?" Clementine asked. "Yeah, Clem." The girl was happy that she had agreed. And so, Clementine began picking up light duties, short patrol shifts, ration distribution, and supply counting. Everything seemed to be going well until nearly a month later, where havoc struck the base. Things had been mostly quiet that day. The girl had taken up a patrol shift and things had been calm, but her attention was grabbed when she noticed a panicked group of soldiers running back into the base. They attempted to force the gates closed but didn't have a chance before a large group of walkers forced their way through. Clementine's eyes grew wide, and gunshots rang out, but some of the walkers continued forward. Clementine was surprised to see the small herd of walkers, and the group was quickly getting overwhelmed. Clementine drew her ice pick, helping the guards deal with some of the walkers. However, she suddenly gasped, feeling herself suddenly grabbed. She tried to yank away, but yelled, feeling teeth sink into her arm. Clementine quickly managed to yank away, before drawing her ice pick and using it to kill the walker. A guard, who had noticed her get bit, eyes grew wide, and he aimed his weapon at Clementine only to suddenly be grabbed from behind and devoured. Clementine rushed away, hoping no one else had seen her incident. As much as she wanted to help the guards fight, she needed to alert Carly and Danielle and get her baby. She quickly ran off to where she, Carly, Danielle, and Diana were staying. She soon got to their soon-to-be former home and rushed inside. "Clem." Carly was relieved to see the girl, having also heard the gunfire from outside. "Carly. We gotta go," Clementine said. "What the hell is going on out there?" Carly asked. "Walkers. We gotta go. Now," Clementine said. "What do you mean we gotta go?" "They're soldiers that can handle it," Carly said. "No. It's not that. Someone saw me get bit," Clementine said. We can't stay here. It's not safe here. We have to go." She had never told them that she had been bitten before. They didn't know about her immunity, and if she did tell, then for all she knew they would ship her off to one of the facilities working on finding a cure. Which would mean she'd never get to see her daughter or anyone again till they got a cure, if they got a cure. Which would take years, as not everyone has the same blood type as her. There was no way she was going to let that happen, even if it was for the greater good. She didn't want to volunteer to be a science experiment, especially not at the cost of not being able to raise Diana. Okay, we'll go, Carly agreed. Clementine and Carly quickly gathered their stuff. Clementine rushed to the nursery and scooped Diana out of her crib and into her arms. She then rushed to the room where Danielle was holding Flopsy and looking nervous.
Come on, Danny. We gotta go.
They rushed out of their camp. The base was in complete chaos, and they quickly rushed for the gate, searching for an opening. They soon spotted an opening, shooting the walkers in their path. Despite the soldiers being experienced in their fighting, they were still outnumbered. As they found an opening to run, they noticed the fight was slowly but surely dying down, and many of the walkers were killed. Unfortunately, soon of the soldier had also been killed by the undead. The group approached the gate to make their exit with the soldiers still distracted by the walkers. They didn't look back as they ran out of the gate, forced to abandon another place that safety was compromised by the undead. The eye-opening experience showed that they couldn't rely on others to keep them safe. And no matter where they went, in this world they had to fight to survive.